How are you, man?
Oh, good. Not too bad. Just the usual work, play.
Yeah. Well, before we start, we might as well recap on the Fuck Cancer gig on Saturday night at the Brickyard.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Sold out.
Yeah, that was good. Everyone contributing, all the bands giving up the time and working on cover songs that we all got together and sort of said, right, you do this, you do that, and you know, looking at ones going, oh God, they've picked that. Damn it, we want to do that, and you know, trying songs out that didn't work. You know, because we did try to do a Spine Shank songs. You know,
I was wondering what you would have thought of.
It didn't work too good. It just didn't kind of sound right. It's one of those that it's so processed and layered on an album. We couldn't just replicate it live. It just didn't have that same thickness to it.
So what did you do on the night?
We opened up with The Beautiful People, Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
And then we did Hitching a Ride, Green Day. And then we did A Million Miles Away, The Offspring. And then we did 1985, Bowling for Soup. And then we did All the Small Things, Blink-182.
Brilliant.
And I remembered all the words to what I was singing, which is a good thing.
It's more than you do for your own songs.
Oh, hell yeah. Open up with verse 2 instead of verse 1. It's got
to be done sometimes.
That's a classic on Come On Down for me sometimes. And going into a bit of doop-boop-be-doop on My Town, My City.
Yeah. It's always in there as a backup, you know.
Oh, I did that one of the festivals we played at. This is My Town, My City. I went do-doop-boop-a-dip-boop-a-doo. I was like, oops.
So it went well, though.
Yeah, we're still waiting to find out the total amount raised.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask you
that
about
whole
that.
night.
Yeah.
I think it was somewhere near $2,500 before the night started.
Right.
So I need.
Where did that? What does that money come from? Like ticket sales and
merch and other bits and pieces.
Those T-shirts were incredible.
Yeah, they're amazing. But no, we're hoping on the night we sold a shit ton of bloody T-shirts, bands, other bits and bobs and stuff. And we're just hoping that we're going to hit at least try and get the 4,000 mark.
Yeah,
because there was other people who were donating that hadn't sent donations in yet as well. So it's I mean, phenomenal. Everyone put all that amount of effort in for that night. And again, it was a different atmosphere to a normal gig. It was like everyone was there to just have such a good time. There was no rushing about. There's no egos off anybody.
Just relaxed.
It was everyone's helping each other out and having such a good laugh. And it was great seeing the Sun Explodes boys again and having a good laugh with them all. And
brought them out of retirement.
Yeah. It was good actually to see them, perform. And they obviously did a Muse cover. that was spectacular as well. But no, it was so funny for them just going, oh my God, we haven't bloody played in ages and stuff. And I so it doesn't matter, mate. Just get out there and have a good laugh, and everyone's there for the cause, really.
That's what everyone's there for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it Macmillan Cancer Trust? Is that who it was?
Yeah, Macmillan Cancer Trust, and a bit more for Mikey's Bucket Fund as well.
Ah, right, yeah.
But it was mainly sort of those. I think there's another charity as well, possibly. But it was because with Mikey and what he's been going through, and then Hayley has got a few family members as well. Yeah. Obviously, Mo, her auntie as well. She's on the T-shirt.
Right. Yeah.
And obviously, she's got a lot of people affected by cancer herself. Well, I suppose we all know somebody that's suffering with cancer who has had cancer and beaten it or died from it, and it's just one of those things that is very rare to ask anybody and say, have you known anybody without cancer, and they'll go, oh no. Yeah,
that's what these days. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but I'm glad it went well.
Oh yeah,
as if it wasn't going to go.
Yeah, I mean, there's already talk of doing something of a similar vein, but changing the theme.
You could make it an annual thing.
But I don't know, it might do. It depends if Dave and Hayley want to do the work.
I think it's got legs. Definitely got legs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely got potential.
If you think about it, though, even without the cancer aspect of it, the concept of having bands do that is on its own is unique.
Oh hell yeah!
When you combine the two, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and I mean, it was good seeing a lot of new faces as well coming out.
Yeah, and
it's a good sort of icebreaker for people to get live music going there, seeing bands that they might have heard of, and people that they know that are going, and they can go there and listen to a few songs that they know, and get a feel of what live bands are like and live music.
Yeah,
Because there's a lot of bedroom listeners.
Of course, the critics.
The critics, yeah. They've
never played a gig.
They'll rather sit at home and watch YouTube and listen on Spotify.
I think that qualifies them to.
And then they might go out to, say, one of the big established artists because all their friends are going and it's a popular thing to do.
Yeah.
Instead of going to the grassroots side of things.
Yeah. So it was a no-brainer that was going to be. I mean, the fact that it sold out so quickly.
Yeah. I mean, that was another good shock. I mean, it was great because it means you don't have to keep that pushing, going for it. So it's just right there, and it's done.
I mean, the fact that happened so early, you guys could just relax and just concentrate on just having a fun gig.
Yeah, exactly.
Just rare.
Yeah. Once you've got that sorted, it's a big weight off, especially Dave and Haley's mind. But then obviously the next thing was people going, "Have you got any tickets? I need a ticket."
Yeah, I know.
and then there was people that couldn't make it, and then it was them rushing back to their people going, "We've got tickets. Do you still want them?" Like, yes.
Yeah.
And so there was a demand right up until like the last hour for people wanting tickets to come in. So if it was a 500 capacity venue, it probably would have been full.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing that signifies that you could do it on a regular basis. That much of a demand for it.
Oh,
you could have even done it on 2 nights.
Well, yeah, we probably could have done but I don't think everyone could cope. The amount of drunk people that I saw was amazing.
Oh, I'm sure they'd be up for it. Yep. Producer Tech was there.
I was there.
No, it was again. It's just such a special night, and for Mikey, especially what he's been going through, in terms of how it's been affecting him, with his memory, physically as well, and it's like, you said to him, do you really want to do this? You don't have to, but and he's like, no, I want to do it. And we've been working with him really closely to get him to play and learn these songs as much as he can, because it's like what's happened with him. It's like been a reset button in his head.
Yeah.
For a lot of songs, he just that trying to remember them has been an uphill struggle. And it's about being there. But the main thing for us is we always want him to be there on stage.
Yeah,
and
of course.
And it was there on Saturday. It was just great to see him still fighting and keeping up there on stage for everybody that came along.
Incredible.
Because it was like, are you sure you're going to be all right for it? Yep, definitely. I'm not bloody missing this for anything.
Yeah,
with his stubborn attitude.
But was it part of the reason why you had Martin there as well then?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like we're all conscious that we all want to do really good, and do a great show for everybody. And Mikey's the same, and that's why, for us it's like, you don't have to put yourself under that pressure. But I mean, again, Martin was awesome in the fact that he's there, with Mikey. Mikey can look at what he's doing and keep going, and just enjoy his moment up there. Yeah.
I mean, did you have some rehearsals with the two of them then?
Yeah. We had that. It was.
But that was weird.
It was
double bass.
Bass driven, definitely. But no, we basically done quite a few rehearsals and that, and I mean, on the night when everyone started chanting his name.
Yeah, but that was awesome.
That was
pretty special.
That was brilliant, and Mikey was loving it, and Mikey was conducting the crowd and stuff.
Yeah.
And I made a joke going, "Hey, don't do that," said Dave will be getting upset. That's his thing. Then they all started shouting Dave because they felt sorry for him.
Yeah. So what is the latest with Mikey then? How is he doing?
As good as he can be with what he's got.
Because he had some fairly good news recently, didn't he? When he had a scan.
Yeah, it's good that it's shrunk down and that, but I mean he's still got a long way to go to get anywhere near where he wants to get to.
Yeah.
And we've all got fingers crossed that he's going to keep fighting as good as he's done. It's just one of those things, like we're just going to spend as much time with him and have more party nights and hanging out. And
of course.
Like a few weeks back we went to York for a
I saw that. Yeah.
A lads' weekend. So yeah, I tell you what, it's good going around the Jorvik Centre and putting the what is it, the audio guide to your tour in Chinese and Japanese.
Yeah, just hit the random buttons.
Yeah, we did. It's quite good. Mikey's there going, What was it? I don't know. What's all this jibber jabber? Bloody hell, man. I'm trying to look at this and I'm distracted with all that. And
I'd be like, I can understand it Japanese, well, I can Scottish.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it was such a good laugh going around.
Has he done any more of his bucket list stuff?
I think he's done a few things. We were trying to get driver tank experience, but I think we just missed out on that.
That would be epic to see that.
Oh, yeah, because you get crushed cars and stuff. And it made Mikey even more happy at the fact that he didn't need a driving license. And then I think there's something like tank paintball.
Eh?
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds epic.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like it's 2 battle team tanks, and I was like, get in.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, but no, York was good crack. Went round all there, and Jorvik went round the pubs and bars and stuff. And as I say, it's just sitting there having a laugh about all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Well, you know the crazy rubbish we all come out with.
When you get together.
Oh, God.
And you add alcohol into the equation.
Jeez, if them conversations were ever taped.
They would not be coming out of the podcast, that's for sure.
No, definitely wouldn't be coming out of podcast. But, no, again, I'm hoping to get up to Edinburgh next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Have a weekend up there with him and his mum and that and stuff. I think Dave's going there.
Oh, the Christmas market's run out anyway.
I think they're there tonight, actually. I think they're going to see
Ghost. I saw him going somewhere.
See Ghost in Glasgow.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So that's another thing he wanted to do.
Have you been to the Edinburgh Christmas markets before?
Never been.
Absolutely incredible.
Never been to Edinburgh.
Really, really good. You never been to Edinburgh? Yes, you have. I know you have.
I've lost the amount of times I've been to Edinburgh. Like it's been loads and loads and loads of times.
It's a great city.
Oh yeah,
it's got some good venues as well.
Good time, like, I mean, whenever I play Bannerman's, it's always a case of get absolutely plastered.
Well, you know you're going to be staying upstairs, aren't you?
Yeah, you're staying upstairs. It's freezing.
Yeah.
I always tell Christian Kimmett, get the heating on, like it's tight ass.
Last time we were there, it was in the summer, so it was fine. But yeah, I have stayed there in the winter.
Oh yeah, it's no fun.
It is quite cool, the luxury of being able to just play your gig and you're upstairs, beds. Everyone's got beds.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
We've always had a great time at Bannerman's and that. But no, I definitely I'll go on your recommendation for the
Christmas markets.
Edinburgh Christmas market. What do they sell on these Christmas markets?
Well, in the actual markets in the, I don't know what it is, like in the gardens by the castle, there's also like food from all over the world. Like you've got your bratwurst, your German sausage and all that, crepes and just all sorts of stuff.
They got any Lapland Rudolph burgers?
They've got all sorts, mate. They've got all sorts. Festive burgers, whatever they are. You don't know what's in them, but you just get them anyway. Mulled wine. I don't even like mulled wine, but
I haven't had that in ages.
It's a Christmas thing, isn't it?
I prefer my red wine to mulled.
You do like your wine, don't you?
Oh, definitely. It's one of the first things when we played that Rock in the Bowl Sheffield. I hadn't had a drink all week and that and stuff, and then I thought, I'll let my hair down. It's staying overnight, and so right after the festival, I went and bought a bottle of wine at the bar and had that during the night, and then a few ciders as well, and some of that Cloverleaf rum shot stuff, and it wasn't too bad. And then I think some more of these weird strawberry schnapps or whatever it is. I don't know.
Have you guys got any more gigs planned?
Not really, no. We were meant to be playing the biker rally next Friday at Solway, but we've cancelled that because it's just with Mikey and that it's just undue pressure that he doesn't really need it.
Plus, it's time for you guys to be having some fun.
Oh yeah, well I think me, Shane and Dave are going over,
right?
To have a wander about and stuff and see the guys, the bikers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the next proper gig we've got booked in is the Hard Rock Hell AOR.
Right. Is that March?
Yeah, March time.
Yeah. That's always one March.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that main stage. So
main stage.
Yeah, last
awesome.
time we were main stage at the Sleaze at the O2 Sheffield.
Right.
And that was a tremendous experience.
I'll bet. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I was going to say, do you know how long it's been since you've been on the show?
Yeah,
2 years.
It's 2 years since we were last on here, me and Dave.
Yep,
because shit. Bloody hell.
Because Lost Souls was coming out early doors in 2018, wasn't it?
No, it's 2017.
No, but it didn't not come out. I thought it came out. You brought it here. end of 17, but then it wasn't coming out until.
Yeah, I think it was January 2018. I think.
Yeah, so you had a copy here.
I think it was. I don't know.
So I think you just announced that you were going to play the Brickyard gig, and you'd be able to get it there, but then it wasn't coming out until February or something like that.
I think that was the plan.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. Well, I think it worked well. For hometown gig, because you hadn't played for a while. Hometown gig at the Brickyard, and people can get your CD, but then
that was that.
After that,
yeah,
they can't get it till February.
That was the infamous snow shower of 2 hours that disappeared, and I can't make it to your gig. I'm snowed in.
Oh, that was it, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
snow. That was it.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of snow on that. I mean, the thing was, we were like 50 folk from selling out the Brickyard that night.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's weather made the difference,
and
didn't it?
then a few more people didn't come because of the weather and everything else. And it was like bloody typical. It was like that on the Saturday of the Cancer gig. We were thinking it looks bloody freezing.
Yeah.
It looks ominous. Don't snow.
So what was was there a reason why you delayed it to not come out? You had your launch gig right at the end of 17, but then the album wasn't coming out until 3 months later.
I think it was it's just basically marketing.
Yeah,
that's all it was. Just down to how the PR company said, and then the distributor, like Cargo Records. So it was just a case of album officially launched January. So we did the gig. I think it was like November. Or
it was
December,
right towards the end of November. I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good idea though, because it makes that gig more special, because your
yeah,
hardcore fans will want to get their hands on it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we did that, and the pledges get the
pledges
before.
As well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that you kind of have to go with when these gurus tell you certain things.
These PR gurus
don't always get it right, but sometimes they do.
No. Have you still been writing stuff?
Not really.
Are you a riff master? You still record your riffs?
No, I haven't really recorded any new ones for a while. And not like heavy or rocky stuff.
Not stuff that's like typical Falling Red stuff?
No, not typical Falling Red stuff. It's just one of those things where you've just been going on with everything, really. Just been going with the flow. You've not really had a mindset of writing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, we might do something coming up.
You could just do a song.
It just depends what takes your flavour. Because I mean, I don't know about albums anymore. It's a bizarre and expensive process. In that I've said for a while that you're probably better off releasing singles and videos, you know, like once every 3 months, because it keeps everything fresh, and because people nowadays just get bored too easy.
Yeah, there is that. The album is definitely, there's less focus on it these days, I think.
Yeah.
But because all you want these days is people to come and see you live.
Yeah.
That's like your main aim. So everything you're doing around the band is is in order. Like a video might entice someone to come and see. If they see you playing their town, they might come. Or if you put a song out and you advertise it, that might entice people. It's just keeping new content so that if you do another bunch of gigs, you've got something different going on.
Yeah,
even like t-shirts and merch as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Because if you've like not done anything for 2 years, and then you do a tour of similar venues and you haven't got anything new to promote, people are much less likely to come and see you.
Yeah, exactly. It's just difficult though as well, because as you know, as everything moves on, there's financial side of things as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, you've got to. I mean, the one thing we all said in Fallen Red was we're never going to get into debt.
No,
via
that's a very good target to have.
And we've seen bands just collapse with debt
because they've piled money in to try and get this thing off the ground, but they've kind of done too much too quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen posts from people, going, "Oh, I've given up my work and job, to be a musician full time. It's been 2 years and I'm skint, but I'm loving it." It's like, it's been 2 years and you've still not made any money. It's like, that's something.
Tells you something, doesn't it?
Something wrong there with,
I mean, I think people would be surprised these days. I don't know
if I could wait 2 years with no money coming in.
No, which is not if you weren't actually doing something for money as well.
That makes me laugh. Is like people will comment on it, supporting that. It's like, hang on a minute, you're flogging your ass off and paying him dull money to chase his dream. Well done, sucker. It's like, geez, man. Everyone would like to follow their dream.
Yeah.
But it's like, come on, you've got to have a bit of realism behind it, and that, if a label can't give you money to provide you a living, or what you're doing isn't providing a living within 2 years. You know, who's putting up with your ass for 2 years?
Exactly.
You know, whose sofa you're sleeping on, whose cheese are you nicking? You know, it's like just to get by each day.
I mean, in the beginning, obviously, new bands, everyone probably chips in a bit of money to get, you know, demos done, stuff, your first batch of T-shirts or a video or whatever. But your aim is to really get the band at least covering its own costs. Like, if you go out on tour, the band can pay for, like, hotels and some food and stuff like that, so everyone's not out of pocket when you come home.
It's like, you know, and I know from our own experience, and I probably know from other bands will hear it and go, yeah, that's what happened with us. You know, it's, unless everybody's evenly contributing, sometimes one member will get a resentment against another one because they're not contributing the same amount. So you have three people contributing the same amount, and one person goes, I haven't got any money, but they're still getting the same benefits as the three contributors.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And it's like, you can understand so far along the situation of, you know, you understand the reasons that you can't contribute, but if they're not helping themselves to contribute, it brings resentment. And then you're going, oh, we're all working our asses off and we're paying for this and that, but they're not doing anything. And there'll be loads of bands out there that'll have a member that does that. You know, and it's like sometimes it'll be parents paying all the money in. You know, we're paying all the money here. Why didn't Billy's fucking parents pay out? You know?
That's a terrible situation to be in. That's not good for the band, is it?
Exactly. And then it's like going, well, come on, Billy, is your mum and dad chipping out in? Like, it's like, no. It's like, well, great.
But I also think a lot of bands need to be a bit smarter. Like, not like you get to a certain point after being go for a few years, you shouldn't be doing any gigs for free. And you shouldn't just be saying, you need to be a bit more selective. If it's not going to make you money, don't do it. Do you know what I mean? Less is more.
I mean, it's funny because, like, I mean, some gigs that you get given, I mean, if you're going to be playing in front of a huge audience and all you've got to take is heads and breakables and you're going to sell a load of merch, I mean, and they say, but we're not paying you for it, there's that side of it where you can weigh it up and go, all right then, it's a big crowd we're playing to, the possibility of selling a load of merch, and it's an experience builder. That type of thing you can kind of justify. But if it's like someone in Oxford or Birmingham ringing up, going, oh, we'd like your band to play here, we'll give you 50 quid and some beers. It's like, we're travelling from Cumbria, mate. Do you think that's really going to cover
like 4
anything?
hours to get.
And, you know, and other times they'll go, oh, we'll give you 200 quid. It's like, that won't even cover shit. It's like, what are you playing at? You know, so you just say thank you, but no thanks.
Yeah, you've got to make it worth your while. And if it was long enough in advance and you got like 200 quid for a gig in Birmingham, then you could maybe build a small tour around it.
That's what you would kind of do.
If it was on a Saturday, try and get a gig on the Friday.
But still, 200 quid is still pretty cheap.
Doesn't go too far.
You know, it's still pretty cheap.
I think when you've been going for a certain amount of time, you've got to set the bar a bit higher, haven't you?
Yeah, it's that sort of thing. I mean, no band should have to play for free.
No, well, it goes into what you were saying, your target about let's not get into debt.
Yeah.
So let's not do gigs that 200 quid. Yeah, it's a decent pay for a gig, but not if it's 400 miles away or 300 miles away, whatever.
You're chipping in your own fuel.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 2 people are and the others aren't.
Yeah. I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's kind of, you've got to weigh the pros and cons of everything, and for free gigs, if it's down at the pub, or it's supporting a band that you know it's only going to have like 100 capacity, and you know they're going to make a killing, and you're thinking you can't even give us fuel money, you just think, nah, it's not worth the time.
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of those things where, remember at the start we went out and played loads and loads and loads of gigs, but we could afford to do that. And some of them, we didn't get paid, but we made enough money on merch.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter in a sense, you know. It was like we could have been given 150 quid for playing it on a Wednesday night in Boston or something, but we made 300 and something odd quid on merch.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, that's fine. You know, our next gig's only 50 mile down the road.
Yeah.
And we've got somewhere to stay for free on someone's floor. Or we stay in the van and freeze, and but yeah, that's how we kind of did those gigs.
Yeah.
But now though, I mean, trying to do that, and the rate of venues closing down as well.
There's that as well.
I mean, that's another thing that gets me when people's going, oh, the music scene's never been more alive. It's like, well, if it is, why is venues shutting down left, right, and centre? And why is attendances to some venues and gigs quite low? And it's getting all very selective about where people are going. And
people aren't going to as many gigs. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
They've been a bit more selective as well.
And another thing as well is like when bands will go, right, we're on tour, and every gig is Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
It's not really a tour. A tour is when you think you are on the road, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, day off. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's that type of thing where that was classed as a proper tour, is when you did a solid each night every week.
I think it's difficult for bands to get to that stage where you could do a gig somewhere out of town on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night and get enough people to come to make it worth your while. That's a huge hurdle. That's a huge hurdle.
Happen when we would as I said, back in 2007 to 2011, we were out and we would do gigs on Monday nights, Tuesday nights, and there'd be a surprising amount of people there.
Yeah.
And you were just like, wow. And then gradually through the years, it stopped being Monday, Tuesday for us. And then it was like Wednesday, Thursday. And then it would be an odd Thursday, mostly Friday, Saturdays. And then you noticed a trend with other bands were doing the same.
Yeah, there's not many bands do.
Other bands that you would normally do gig tours with and circuits, and you'd cross paths at like service station bogs and stuff like that. Even they were reducing the amount of gigs they were doing because they're just saying people weren't going out.
I think that's true.
Or they were all being selective.
Yeah,
they were choosing to go to one place.
I mean, how long have you guys been going?
Sort of like kind of 2005 that we've all been playing together, me, Dave, and Shane, and then it really sort of took off around 2008.
Yeah,
really hit that the road running, and then that idea of gigging and touring, and then it was like 2010 and Shake the Faith came out.
Yeah,
and it's just been non-stop for that whole time.
Do you think the whole bank collapse has affected people's spending spare cash situation?
Possibly.
I think people since then.
I know people probably are a bit more fiscal and look at what they've got in their pockets, and
as
I said, that the pick and choose.
I remember seeing in the news like people queuing up at their bank to withdraw their money when banks were like all on they're all on the rocks, weren't they? Everyone's just like, give me my money.
Yeah. That is again, it's you can if you look at people's gig choices, a lot of people select festivals now over
because they're going to see gigs. A lot of bands in one go.
Yeah, and because it means you only have to take 2 days off or something like that, or 3 days off. They don't have to take 2 nights off in the week and then 1 night off at the weekend or something. Depending on their job. I knew somebody that would go 3-4 nights gigs.
Yeah.
Now they'd be lucky if it's like 2 in a month.
Yeah, I definitely think people generally don't have as much spare cash, or they're a bit more tight with it. Yeah. Just through circumstances, I guess.
Yeah. That's the sort of thing.
There's many contributing factors to it.
And it's amazing, like, when, we see stuff pop up online about this venue's closed, or it's having to relocate to smaller premises, or this venue's struggling because they're wanting more rent, and I mean, for the Borderline to close in London, I mean, that's just nuts. It's like one of the biggest, most well-known venues in London, and if the music scene's thriving.
Did you play there?
We never got a chance to play there, but that's what I mean. If people say, "Oh, it's thriving, the industry, it's amazing," well, where's the money at then? It's not obviously gone to the Borderline, even though they were having big gigs and selling out and stuff.
Those aren't enough on their own to keep it going. It's like what happens the rest of the week?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it empty?
Yeah, and a trend I've noticed with a lot of venues is more and more tribute bands and cover bands.
I was just going to say
to keep them all afloat.
Rather than close, they'll start putting tribute bands on.
Yeah,
and seemingly people come out of the woodwork for them.
They do. Honestly, they do. And don't get me wrong, I've played in cover bands.
I've been to many.
Me and Dave and Shane, that lot, we used to go under a different name and play cover sets in pubs and small clubs and stuff.
A lot of bands do that as a side hustle.
To get money to pay for Fallen Red stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we used to hate it.
It's a weird dichotomy of like, I'm doing this thing that I hate that's kind of like almost like selling out, but you're not really selling out because you're using that money to fund your main concern.
Yeah.
Which, for some bands, they might not have been able to get over that point where they needed to get to without doing it.
Yeah.
So it's just what you have to do.
It was that mundane thing of like, oh, God, here's the wedding band song list. This is what we've got to learn to play.
But for some people, it could be like, I either do that, keep the band going, or I just go back. I'll just have a minimum wage job and I don't do music.
Yeah,
it's like.
But I mean, we were working at the same time.
Exactly.
And then doing these gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, hauling a PA about and setting it up. But I mean, as I said, I've played in a Guns N' Roses tribute band. You know, I used to do Sheddy Eddie, which was a covers band locally.
Right.
And that was like earning pocket money, as you call it. Which you would contribute to, your normal day of living, you know, or you'd put it aside and say, I'll keep that for band stuff in case it needs. But it's one of those things where, you know, people aren't going to see the members in the tribute band or the cover band. They're going for the songs.
Purely the music.
So
it's
regardless of who is playing it, as long as they're playing that band's songs, people will go.
Yeah, and I think more so if it's a band who's no longer going. Because if you get a really good tribute of a band who doesn't exist anymore, that's the best you can get.
Yeah.
Which I kind of understand that.
Yeah.
But it's when you see tribute bands of bands who are still going. And still quite... it's that is weird.
Yeah, it's you know, it's kind of thing. But I mean, I know tribute bands that are making a living from it because they get paid more than original bands.
I mean, how many like, of the big... How many Iron Maiden tribute bands are there?
Oh, I know.
Loads.
I know,
making
it's
money,
absolutely
and that band's still going.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were one of those bands and you were in town and you just thought, there's a tribute band of us on tonight. Should we go and watch?
I'd find it hilarious.
Can you imagine if you were the band and the actual band shows up and you see that you're like, oh my God, there's Bruce Dickinson over there.
No, that would be it'd be quite funny, but
it would.
It's one of the things as well that, you know, it's good that, again, people are going to watch live music. So you can keep that point in. It's good that it's bringing in an income to venues to keep them open for grassroots bands. Because, I mean, if you think about Penrith, there's no venues where I started out playing in the small little pubs, you know, dingy corners, that type of thing. There's nothing like that in Penrith at all anymore.
No.
Apart from you got Plug and Play. You know, and Tom, you know, and the crew there, they're doing a fantastic job of bringing music. I hope they get Marcus Bonfanti back. Yeah. Because he had to cancel last time, and I had tickets, and it was like,
yeah.
But, no, I mean, that's probably the only place you've got if you want to have a live music experience in Penrith. I think the Wolf, have started to do some stuff now. As I've seen,
the warehouse is still there, but it's not being used for that anymore, is it?
I think there's a warehouse downstairs. The acoustics are really bad.
Yeah, it's too open, isn't it?
It's too stone walls, too high
ceilings.
And it's upstairs is better.
Yeah,
where the dance floor is. That's got a much better sound possibility.
But again, there's no gigs like that. But no one's putting them on. I mean, Andy put the rock show on last Halloween.
Yeah, I went to that one.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just like 60 people here. I mean, in Penrith, 60 people. And you're like, what the hell is going on? where are folk at? You know? Yeah. And then you'll get the usual, I wish I was there, mate. When I was watching Coronation Street having a pot noodle.
And it's like a $5 to get in to watch like 6 bands.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, one of the other things as well, which was, like back to Penrith and venues and stuff. I mean, when I started out, there was the Miners' Arms.
Yes.
There was the General Wolf. And I started again. There was the Waverley, the Sal, but I never got to play there.
Where was
although
the
I watched a couple of bands. It was basically next door to the Miners, just a bit
before my time.
Around opposite the Dogbeck,
okay,
where that bit is with the stairs and stuff. The Sal was in there.
Right. I came here in '99. When the Miners' Arms
from
were
a
still
teleportation device.
I arrived.
It was a more highly advanced Mr. Bean, who assumed Marc Farquhar identity.
And the first things I did was go to the Miners' Arms because that's where that Miners' Arms and the Waverley.
Yeah,
that's where I heard the gigs
and
were
then there was Blues Nightclub that
Of
would put
course.
on rock
Friday
nights
nights,
and Saturday nights as well, mostly.
Friday,
Yeah, that was it. Went to Miners' Arms, you watched bands play there, and then you went across to Blues, and it was rock and metal DJ or bands playing.
It was awesome.
I'm
glad we got to experience that because in smaller towns now you just do not get that.
And then there was the is it the what's it called? Is it the New Vic, the one at Castlegate on the side?
Yeah, New Vic. Yeah.
I played in there a couple of times.
Yep, I've played there.
I don't think they do bands anymore in there.
Nope.
I think I've seen a band in the station as well.
Right.
But I said, there was a good choice
of
places.
Scene.
Yeah, where you could go and like cut your teeth.
Mm.
You know, no matter how crap you were. Which I've actually watched videos back of when I was in different bands and thinking, oh man, we were ace. And then you watch it back and you're like,
what the hell?
It's very 50-50.
But there's just nobody putting the gigs on in the first place now.
Yeah, because you know it's financially it's such a risk. It's like you know if you won 50,000 quid and you were asked to invest it, would you invest it into a band?
Probably not.
Probably not. If you looked at how the revenue and income and return and stuff, it's like a lottery basically.
Absolutely. Like when you go around town now, the only billboards for any music you see is like restaurants will do acoustic solo nights, or it'll be a tribute artist.
Yeah, and I mean that's fair enough as well. I mean it's live music again.
It's live music. It's still
it keeps people there, and I mean I know Felbar. I think they do some stuff. I think now and then.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
and I can't think off the top of my head if anywhere else in
Salsa. They sometimes put.
Do they? Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But it's Carlisle now. Really, for proper venues, you have to go to Carlisle.
I mean, in Carlisle as well, the smaller venues.
The old fire station, the OFS.
Yeah,
been there.
But I mean that's quite big though.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I'm talking like Miners' Arms size,
Sauce Cafe,
like pub/club size, where you've got you can get 80 to 90 people in watching you, and
which is more achievable. That's like a good place to
start.
You're
at a more forgivable sort of level.
Yeah.
Instead of your first gig's the Firehouse or the
where
Brickyard.
if you've got 50 people in, it's pretty full. Yeah. Sort of thing.
You know, you wouldn't want a band having played 2 gigs to go, we're going to go and headline Brickyard. And then we're going to have some of our mates' band support. Because it's just too much of an empty shell when you're playing there. And I mean, we did a few support with other bands there when we were starting out and stuff. And some of our early gigs when we were first there, you know, when we started getting into Carlisle, you know, we might have just under 100 people there, you know, and then it just kept rolling and rolling and rolling till you know when you know what we've achieved there and stuff and other things.
Absolutely.
And it's just that hard work side of it, but you never get good if you haven't got smaller places to start off with.
True.
And when we ever did our own Fallen Red gigs, we always tried to get at least one local band opening up, and you know we've had loads of different ones. But I don't think hardly any of them are still going.
No,
because
when I had the Brickyard guys on, we were talking about old posters of gigs gone by. They would just go through them all. Like, they're gone.
Yeah,
it's like trying to find bands that are still going from I don't know, even 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't know what the average lifespan of an independent band is these days, but
well,
I mean,
that's it. And then if you look at like Carlisle, you know, there's very. I mean, we started out again. There was a good 8 to 10 venues you could pick in Carlisle to play at.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You know, that could put on full bands as such like that.
Yeah.
I'm not including like acoustic and duo acts and stuff like that. But as you said, with tribute bands and cover bands, I mean, Arctic Monkeys tribute band playing at the Brickyard, advertised there's like 20 tickets left. I mean, it's amazing because it's good revenue for the Brickyard, which means it's there for original bands to have a platform to play out live.
Yeah. It's also the Brickyard, that's their strategy for, like, obviously they do a lot of independent bands, they do up to mid-range bands, and then to fill in, if they're quiet nights, they'll put on a tribute band.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
What they need to do.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
They've got a good balance, I think. They've got it just right.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a good indicator of where we are in terms of the draw of original acts.
Yeah.
Because people haven't got that attention span.
No. And that's part of the reason why they started their Launchpad gigs.
Yeah, and I've been to those, and
Yeah.
it's quite shocking.
What do you mean?
I went to one of them. There might have been 80 people there, and basically after each band had played, the audience just diminished and diminished, till the point there was one band who'd come from working in Mary Park, I can't remember the name, and there was 10 people there, and I stood with a guy from Carlisle, and I was like, I said, what's just happened? I goes, they're not music fans. I said, that's just family and friends that they've just brought.
As soon as they go, they're whoever they came with goes as well.
And even the bands have gone as well.
So you're not getting people coming for the night; they're just coming for a specific band.
Yeah, and that's the problem there. They're not wanting to stay to discover any new music. I mean, when you think about it, when the bands that we all think is the superstar giant bands, you know, your Maidens, your Guns N' Roses, Ozzy, you know, Metallica, Aerosmith, Kiss. It was like your only source of ever hearing songs from them was if they were played on Radio 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. You were lucky enough to have Sky TV and maybe see a video of them.
Yeah, magazines.
You saw them in the magazines, or you'd just buy their album and hope it was good.
Yeah, people used to just go in record stores and take punts on albums. Yeah, because of the cover.
And then
maybe.
If it was crap, you'd sell it on or give it to your mate or swap it or something like that.
Yeah,
that was it. That was your only, or you went to the gig.
Yeah,
that was your only exposure to all these big bands.
Going to the gig was as viable option as just buying the album. It was like,
and it's amazing. It's amazing how many big, well-established bands in interviews and quotes will say, "If I had to start today, I wouldn't."
Yeah,
because it's just fighting through the masses of music out there. That's why people have got.
It's a completely different landscape
short
now.
Attention spans.
It's totally different. Like the mentality of the people listening to the music is completely different. The demographic of the people is different.
People will go on YouTube and they'll watch a video, and it'll be seconds for them to decide if they want to listen to any more.
That's why on the monetization, they count as a play as if you get someone to listen for more than 3 seconds. I think that's on Facebook as well. 3 seconds, and that counts as a play because not many people get past that. So that's the threshold to count. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then you kind of think, why is it that people have got this like attention span thing?
It's definitely a reflection of modern day society. Yeah, it didn't used to be like that.
It is. Oh no, it never did. And as I said, I mean, when I grew up, it was Top of the Pops. That was another medium.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. That was the main thing for UK audiences to see the acts from.
Big deal for the band as well. Get on TV to mime to your own record.
Probably something we would do actually. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where that was exposure to the general public, and that was the only exposure that they had. So
do you think now there's just too many ways? There's too many avenues. There's too many mediums, platforms, bands.
Yeah. I mean, it's like so saturated. If you go to the music channels, it's just nuts.
Do you think that makes sense as to why people haven't got an attention span, because there's just too much being?
Yeah, and well, the thing is, a lot of the music they like listen to and gets played to them. Yeah, I suppose you could call it like, I don't know, it's like an indoctrination in a way. It's
oversaturation.
It's kind of like you're told what to listen to.
Well, if you only listen to mainstream outlets, then that's pretty much being told what to listen to.
But if you go to anywhere like garages, public places where music's played, it's generally your Radio 1 or your CFM.
All the kids with their phones.
And you can and when they're on YouTube and Spotify, it's generally all mainstream artists.
Yep.
And it's the small majority like us lot who would look for the different stuff to stand out or be different.
Who've like disconnected from the mainstream.
Yeah, it was like me when I was, at primary school and went to the library, and I'd get books and stuff on like ghosts and UFOs and monsters and everyone else would be getting books on, I don't know, like tractors and dinosaurs and stuff and Romans or something, and then I'd go to the tape music section, and then I remember seeing the artwork for Slayer, and I was like, Rain in Blood. Wow.
I don't know what it is, but I like it.
Yeah, and then Whitesnake, Slip of the Tongue album cover as well. I was like, that looks cool. And I was like, right. So I got them and took them home, and I was just like, wow.
This is like nothing I've ever heard.
Yeah. And I was just like, and Mum, Dad, what are you listening to? And it's like, this thing here. It's like, ooh, bloody hell, what's that? And
it's an album about death.
yeah. And then I remember, what was it? Just before I left primary school, I got my hands on a copy of Appetite for Destruction on tape. Oh yeah, that was the biz.
Game over after that.
Especially as you got into the second song, "What you just fuck off." I was like,
yeah.
Whoa, holy shit, what? And then that was it. You hooked. Because you found something that that pisses people off.
Especially you found something that pisses your parents off. I'm gonna listen to this all the time now.
So you want it. So you can imagine when I was like 12, 1992, or it was 91, 92 when Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 came out. It was just like, oh yeah, get in the ring, motherfucker. I was like, yep, this is the stuff.
The first thing for me I remember
people.
like that was Iron Maiden. Their artwork's obviously very distinctive. Like I remember having
kind of like a Baroque painting type thing.
I remember having posters of that on my wall when I hadn't even listened to them.
Yeah,
I just liked the imagery. I just thought it was cool. And then when I did see like a CD or a tape, it was a cassette back in the day. I was like, I'll buy that.
It was like me with like Marilyn Manson when I was doing my A-level artwork, and back when MTV properly played music.
Was king.
yeah. So you're sitting there watching TV, MTV's on, and it wasn't specifically one style of music throughout the day. It was anything. So you were listening to Tupac 1 minute, then bloody Technotronic, and then Robert Miles Children, then Metallica would come on, Enter Sandman, and then you get a Guns N' Roses track, then you get Bob Marley, then Madonna, and it was just a massive mix. And then you get something coming to take that, and you're like, oh, bastard, change the channel, and then you put it back on again, and then The Beautiful People came on. And I was just like, that sounds amazing. And the look of it and everything else, I was like, this is awesome. I've got to check it out. And then he had an album before that.
Yeah, so you go
Portrait of an American Family. And I was like, oh my God, that's even more awesome.
Yeah.
So you kind of got hooked on the imagery side of it and the sound. And the sound of that album is completely different, Antichrist Superstar. And that was just like, wow, that's what kind of got me onto it. But now, though, when you got older, you realised that, I knew of Alice Cooper, but at that age, you never made that connection. And then I remember a few years back, Alice Cooper doing an interview going, yeah, Marilyn Manson, wow, original idea, taking the name of a woman and a man and combining them. and his style and look and stuff, and I was like, right, okay. It's not really new, the concept.
No.
But it's up the ante.
Yeah. What he was doing was original, but the concept of it wasn't, I suppose.
Yeah. So it's one of those as well. And 9 Inch Nails, I'd never listened to them, never heard him.
Very
I saw a tape again, like a car boot, and it was pretty hate machine. And I think it's like, is it like a blue and purple rib cage on the front cover or something?
Yeah, it is.
And I seen that, and I was like, and the song title was like Head Like a Hole, and I was like, right, cool. So I bought that, and I was like, yeah, this is quite cool, different again. And I just thought, you're taking punts on it and you like it.
Yeah. No one's doing that.
I bought some CDs, like a bag of shit, but you just traded them in, or
swap them with your mates or
got something else, or you just never did out with it again.
Yeah.
You just shoot with an air rifle or something, but that was about it. But I just never had any, sort of like limitations on what I would listen to.
Best way to be.
It was like at the Miners, you went every Saturday regardless of who was playing.
Yeah.
Because there was, tons of people there that you knew.
You like seeing live music.
And there was live bands playing on. I mean, as soon as I learned to drive, I was coming out from the country into town, listening to bands play. Didn't really know anybody, but then that's how you make friends.
Yeah.
And there was like loads of blues rock bands playing, There was cover bands playing.
All different varieties.
There was like bands that play originals and covers. There was tons and tons of different bands. It was like when the General Wolf on Thursday nights. They had bands travelling from the country that would stop by and do tour and stuff.
And you remember talking outside to people who you didn't know about your favourite bands and what you thought of that band and what band they're in or whatever, stuff like that. That's and dropped off. Yeah, that's all kind of gone by the wayside now. So this brings us to what you said you wanted to talk to me about. You sent us some pictures.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, basically it was me. It was just like, I mean, I know bands talk about it because I've had discussions with other bands. It's basically like, why aren't more younger people coming to hard rock gigs and metal gigs and the festivals that we all know at our level?
Yeah.
Why is the demographic, say 35 to 65?
Yeah.
Why is that the average demographic?
You can get the stats from Spotify.
And well, yeah. And you think
male between 35 and it was between male 35 and 65, I think it was.
Yeah.
Across the board.
And I mean, I know people might try and twist what I'm saying and go, "Oh, you're slagging us off who attend gigs." It's like, no, it's not. It's an observation, and it's something that needs addressing before it gets too late.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look at these pictures then. Pull it up, Tech. So the audio listeners, you'll have to go on YouTube and watch this.
Yeah, I mean, there's like, you can tell looking at the picture.
Yeah, you can see it, can't you?
I mean, it's just an observation, and you're thinking, it's in my eyes, it's young bands playing to older audiences.
I mean, is there anyone there under 25 in the audience?
You're probably hardly pushed to get that, and I mean, I think it's great that everyone's out supporting live music,
of course,
and being there. But I want to know what it is that puts them off, and why they don't see it as cool as going to a 21 Pilots gig or going to, I don't know what other band, Parkway Drive or As I Lay Dying or While She Sleeps,
Do you think it's because they now have the option, which we didn't have, to just watch it on YouTube?
It could be one of those as well.
I don't think they realise how good it is to experience it live.
There's obviously a lot of younger people out there who enjoy hard rock and blues rock music and, metal and thrash metal and hard metal and stuff because they're playing in the bands.
Yeah.
But yet, there's a band of people in their early 20s to mid-20s mostly playing to audiences of 30, 40-year-olds to 60-year-olds.
Yeah.
And you think, why aren't there more younger people coming to these gigs?
Yeah. Can you pull up that one of Nirvana? I think it was a black and white one.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. You can tell everyone
that's
in
all
that crowd
kids.
Is kids.
Basically, the band is only slightly older than the audience.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't find the other one, but I mean, I've seen the gigs like Metallica and Guns N' Roses when they were playing,
and
it's all young metalheads.
Yeah. And
I remember somebody saying that if you were a 30-year-old at these gigs, you stood out like a sore thumb.
You're old.
You're old, and I'm thinking, that a lot of the festivals we play at are all ages or 14 plus.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, where's that next generation of all them that went to the Monsters of Rock? Because when all these people that go to the Monsters of Rock festival, they were all 18 to 20s.
Yeah.
And, bless them, they're all still going out and supporting live music, which is awesome. But it's like, why isn't that same demographic going to these, say, grassroots festivals?
Why is it not happening now? What was happening?
Yeah.
Like, by the way, I used to look exactly like Kurt Cobain because I'm left-handed as well. I had my hair the same.
Bleach blonde?
Yeah. No, well, I just had... My hair was much lighter.
You need to definitely find some photographs of this shit.
That is... Yeah.
I mean, is there any more pictures in there and stuff?
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah, so I mean, it's again, it's amazing supporting of the scene, but it's like I want to see, or I just want to know why we've got festivals that have such an eclectic group of bands playing, of different styles and genres that they will like. But is it because, say, the big mainstream magazines aren't promoting it, that they don't see it as something as cool to be attending?
Well, I mean, is Kerrang considered the young person's magazine these days?
I think it still does have quite a large demographic. I'm not sure if Rockstown's still going or not. But then again, are the younger lot reading the magazines?
No.
You know, are they actually?
Do they just absorb social media? Do you think? Do they go to any news outlets for anything?
Honestly, I honestly can't tell. But I mean, as I said, it's something that we sometimes sit there with other bands, and you do ponder it.
Yeah.
You know, and you're thinking, you know, it's one of those.
We
where
were exactly the same. That typified our audience as well.
Yeah, I was kind of like when I started going to gigs, I'd be like one of the youngest there, like in town at some of the pub gigs. But then again, eventually it got more and more, and there was a good demographic of 30-40% under, you know, around that 20-year-old sort of mark at the minors, and that's what you think about, and it's a topic that other bands probably don't want to discuss,
but
because they're scared that people will think, you know, that they're going against their fans or the audience and stuff. But it's a question that a lot of people try and avoid because they don't want to think that they're taking the mick or saying, oh, there's only this age demographic at the gigs. It's an observation that,
I mean, if your gig's
people
full,
should be.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that matters. But it's okay to wonder about these things.
Yeah.
And think, what is there anything we could do?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, sometimes I look at festivals and I think, with their lineups, you're not really going to attract a younger crowd and generation that are going to support your festival for years to come by having acts on that they consider mum and dad bands.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, to put it that way.
Yeah,
that's how they describe it.
Yeah.
You know, if you think about some of the music your mum and dad listen to, you think, Christ, I wouldn't go and see that for shit.
No.
But it's that type of thing where, you know, there's a small percentage that do like that, but why isn't there more?
Yeah.
And I mean,
what's
you know, a lot
changed?
of these. I mean, is there any other photographs that you got there as well?
Yeah, they're all here.
I mean, yeah. I mean that there. You can tell looking at the front row.
Look at the white beards.
Yeah.
This guy.
Look at the guy in the middle.
He's in tourist mode there. And I mean, it's like you can tell the band are young, but the crowd, you know, and it's like, as I said, there's younger people out there that are loving this music because they're making it.
Yeah.
But why isn't there the same enthusiasm to be in the audience watching it? And this is what I'm trying to get round, and this is what I said. Lots of people talk about it, but they don't want to say it publicly, because again, it's like
it's definitely a
it's
thing.
like a taboo thing of like, oh,
it shouldn't be.
Yeah, but it's like saying you want to keep the scene alive.
Yeah.
You know, again, another great band. We've done lots of stuff with them. Brilliant guys. And, you know, you're thinking, fantastic support.
Look, that crowd's immense.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely brilliant. But again, you know, young people in the band. But why aren't they having that whole crowd as that same age?
Back in the day, would the average age of the audience have been older than the band? Like if the band were all in their 20s.
No, they wouldn't.
Would the average age of the audience be similar or younger?
Yeah.
To now, it would always be like.
I mean, like when Motley
twice.
Crue, look at the Motley Crue audiences when you see the pictures when they first started out.
Yeah.
It's like younger than the band.
The advantage that those bands have, who are still going now, is they get like 3 generations of people going to their shows.
Yeah, exactly.
But when they started, it was all younger people. But you don't get that these days.
Yeah. I mean, we were lucky with us guys in that we had a good mix. You know, it was a good proportion of younger people at our gigs with the, as you say, that generation that had been there, done that, and seen it. And it was a good mix, and it was a good atmosphere to be involved in. And again, it's like you got to think, right, what can we do to get more, you know, energy and more enthusiasm into that upcoming generation that are going to appreciate the hard rock and metal music that we do, you know, that we keep pushing, and you know, with things like this show and stuff, trying to show that it's, you know, it is cool to go to these gigs just because Kerrang and all these other places aren't saying these are the bands to go and watch. You know, you should be out there, and if you're a fan of that music, you should go and enjoy it.
I think social media does have, and like YouTube has a lot to answer for, because I think it's so easy to just watch anything that you want to watch. Anything you come across, you can just explore it. I mean,
if you
deep
zoom
into
in on that festival crowd there, I don't know if you can zoom in at all. And
Not
and
without
that.
potentially messing it up.
It's fine. You can tell though.
You haven't got a touch screen.
I wish.
But it again, the festival there, that will be for all.
That's where you get a good mix.
It will be for all ages. But, you know, when you zoom in, you can tell there's a demographic there again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's nothing, you know, against anyone there or the bands playing, because they're all brilliant guys, all great bands,
Oh yeah.
all great people for going and supporting these festivals. It's again a question and observation of saying, why is it not attractive to the 16 to 20-year-olds?
So I think, thinking about it now, I think half of it is because we didn't have the option to watch it online or in a digital form. Our only option was to go and see it. Whereas the kids these days can just watch it all online, and they probably judge it on that rather than what's being lost is they don't know how good the experience is of seeing what they see online in real life.
Exactly.
And to be honest, half the time the artists would rather they did that.
Yeah.
The artists put more emphasis on the live performance of it rather than they did in the studio. Their vision is like when they write it, what's it going to be like live?
Yeah.
How can we make this better so it transfers live?
I mean, as I said before, when I was growing up, didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
Really, and if you did, it was very basic. YouTube wasn't knocking about.
Nope.
So your only chance was to get out there and actually go and see them play.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, great bunch of lasses, great band, you know. But again, look at the crowd. You know, it's cockfest.
I know there's no women. I was just going to say there's 0 women in that audience. It's all men.
Hang on, there's one at the bottom there. I think there's a couple, but again, it's like, you know, that is a girl band in the early 20s, mid 20s.
Yeah.
Why aren't the girls there in the crowd who are
wanting
inspired,
to be them,
wanting to be them?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Good
where's
question.
the young girls at who, you know, should be ramming the place out, you know, and saying like, these are girls that are playing hard rock music, you know, kicking ass, you know, why is it that it's not getting to them or getting through to them?
Because you see it in like
It
sport.
obviously did for them guys,
Absolutely.
and there's obviously
They had
a lot of people
yeah.
that will like it, and a lot of girls that will like it. But is it because they've not met the like-minded people? Are they at a school where there's only 2 of them that like it,
But you are getting
and you like the goth kids from South Park?
yeah.
There's only 3 or 4
But
of you,
you
or
are,
something like
in
that.
terms of women though, you are getting that like sport and like women's football is blowing up.
Yeah, and I watch that, and it's great
The
fun.
uptake of young girls taking up football is going up. Because of
Exactly.
it. But that
Because of the
correlation
exposure of
does
it.
not exist in music.
Yeah, I mean, I watch women's football from the start, and the
Yeah, I have.
improvement has been phenomenal. I watched the Women's World Cup, the last one.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
The quality of football was
Yeah.
absolutely great.
I've been like that with women's MMA as well.
Yeah,
I was a big supporter of that when it first
getting
started.
stuck right in, and I was like, you know, this is brilliant, and they're not funny about on the floor when they get knocked over.
No, I remember the first time I saw a women's fight headlining a UFC pay-per-view. I was like, this is good.
Yeah,
That's good for everybody.
and you know, then fair play to everyone that wants to do that.
Yeah.
But for me, it's one of those where if you want the industry to survive, and you want festivals to keep thriving, you've got to get more younger people. You know, it's like football teams. You've got to inject new blood into it,
Yeah.
or it'll just get stale.
I suppose,
That's
yeah.
the type of thing. It's you know, and there'll be people out there who will argue against what I'm saying and go, oh, it's all amazing. It doesn't matter who's there as long as it's all packed and everyone's having a good fun. No, I'm not saying that isn't the case.
No,
I'm saying
that is
that's
true.
brilliant.
We're just asking the question, why has the demographic changed?
Exactly.
Why
Why
has
isn't
it?
there any more younger people wanting to come to these gigs?
Because
You
they're
know?
the next generation.
Exactly. And venues are closing as they are because they're not getting enough support.
Yeah.
And you got to go, right, how can we get more younger people in? Is it the bands that they just don't like?
Yeah.
Or is it the bands that they like but they don't think it's going to be busy enough for them to be seen at? It's...
And this change, if anything was to change the way we're talking about, it ain't
Yeah.
going to happen online digitally.
No. I mean, I got my 2 nieces to come on Saturday night, you know, 14.
Brilliant.
And first time I've ever been to
Live music.
live music, right? And they absolutely loved it.
Would you class them as the more, like we talked about earlier, mainstream
Yeah.
consumers?
Yeah, they're not into rock or metal at all. You know, Little Mix, all that type of
Yeah.
stuff. You know, that's the type of thing which is perfect because now they've seen another side of it.
Yeah.
And they actually liked it. They thought, this is brilliant, you know?
And that's part of the reason why they've never seen anything like that is because you don't get it in mainstream.
No, because what they would do is they would watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Say like Psychosocial, Slipknot. Oh my God, freaks, you know, that noise, I can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then, but seeing it live, they feel that energy and that aggression and passion come through. And it has a different translation. It's me. I never liked Slipknot when I heard the first album when it came out, right? I thought, what the hell is this, right? And there was bits in it I thought that's cool and stuff, and I never got it. And then, just before Iowa came out, they were playing Ozfest, and they were going to play the new album, a load of songs off the new album, at Ozfest, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go and see what this is about.
Yeah.
So I went right up near the front. That was a big mistake. But I tell you what, though, what a blast. And that changed my opinion of them.
Mm.
And I actually bought Iowa before I bought their debut album.
How old had you been at the time?
Did Iowa come out
99, was it?
98, 99?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So about 18, 19.
Yeah. I think, it could have been, or maybe 2000. I don't know, I'll have to check the dates. But
It was around then, definitely around then.
and it went to number 1, Iowa, when it came out.
Boom.
Because of me buying it. But that there was a perfect example of, I didn't like the record, the first one.
Yeah.
But when I saw them live,
Changed your
I
opinion.
got it.
Yeah.
You know, I got what it was all about.
And that's what we were saying before.
And
Young
then-
people aren't getting that connection.
And then when I revisited the first album again, I had a different perspective on it.
Yeah.
And I liked it. And I could get all the little intricacies and the thing I liked about it as well was you had the aggression in the vocal, but you could understand what he was saying. So that made a bigger connection.
Yeah.
You know, I like Pantera for that reason as well.
Mm.
You know, again, I bought the album because I like the cover of the guy getting punched in the face. I said that's gonna have something meaty on it.
Yeah.
And then and that kicks off like shit. And then again, MTV helped because they advertised their rock show with Drag the Waters off the Great Southern Trendkill.
See, all that stuff you just mentioned then. All that stuff you just mentioned
like,
isn't happening now. It's not
know?
happening now. Going to buy an album, choosing to go and see them live, like buying a CD, that's not happening now.
Yeah.
So that's one of the main differences.
Yeah, and that was the first time they played Iowa live as well. Like a lot of the stuff off Iowa live at Ozfest. And they were going crazy on stage. Like, I mean, it was just an absolute.
It was something very different then.
And then the Ozfest I went to was 2 stages.
Right.
So you got to see every band play.
Yeah.
And
change over.
Yeah, I went there and I saw a band called Union Underground. And they might have heard a song called Turn Me On, Mr. Deadman.
Oh, yeah.
And then I saw them play live, and then I saw the music video come out, so I bought the CD. You know, got some good songs in it. It wasn't absolutely amazing, but it had some decent tunes in it that I liked. And then I think I saw Voices for Disturbed on MTV, and I was like, yeah, I'm digging that. And they were headlining second stage at one of the Ozfests.
Right.
I only heard one song, but
that was
I went and watched them live and then bought the album.
There you go.
And then just before them was Zakk Wylde's Black Label Society. And that was when he had Robert Giglio on bass as well.
Right.
So I mean that was a hell of a lineup, that band. And again, that was phenomenal. So I went and got their albums. And I mean there was just tons and tons of bands that I've seen at these big festivals. But I mean I know you get a lot of younger people that download.
Yeah, download's definitely
and I've seen that.
Yeah.
And their mix is getting good, but I can see it's funny how over the years Download have had experimental experiences, shall we say? You know, like Chasing Status playing.
Yeah.
And you're like,
they've tried a few different things over the years, haven't they?
And having Elvana play on the second stage, I think.
Oh yeah.
And to me though, I mean, that to me is a testing. All these things are doing a testing the water because they know that there's going to be a point where the headliner bands are going to go. They're going to be gone. So it's who's the draw.
They're sort of trying to think.
They're
what are we going to do?
Expanding their tastes. Because I mean, if you look at some of the festivals, like the grassroots ones that are starting, coming out, the mid-range festivals where they're the 2,000 to 5,000 capacity type ones. They're hitting a demographic again, but the tribute and cover band festivals like Prestwich, Rockwich, they're selling out. I know the tickets are for free, but some of them aren't.
Yeah.
Like Wannsee Festival, jam packed. It's getting bigger every time. Right? And
I was there this year.
You're thinking tribute festivals are bringing more people to them than their original band festivals, and that would worry me.
Yeah.
Because you've got a smaller market that all these festivals are fighting for. Like there's like a smaller group of people that they're trying to get.
So many festivals now. It's crazy.
And as I said, if you're not bringing in young blood, it's like they're only choosing to go to the bigger festivals because it's got all the bands on that they like. Yeah. It's the new generation of bands that they're mostly going to see. They're not going to see the headliners, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a lot of the, as I said, from 16 to 18-year-olds that I know that go to download through family and friends, and I've been there with them. And we went to watch a band that you could, I don't know, I suppose you say it's just a classic sort of hard rock sound stage. They lasted one song. And went, oh God, this is boring. Ugh, I'm going off to see As I Lay Dying. I think they prefer the more screamo, grindcore, metal type bands. But it's that thing that a lot of these festivals are putting on this new wave of classic rock thing, because they're all jumping on a bandwagon, are trying to get the same crowd to come to their festival, then their festival, and instead they're not attracting a younger audience. When you see the stats of that page come out, I think even the admins are sometimes like, I think I've seen the question on their page, what can we do to get more young people involved with this page and the bands? They knows an issue themselves there.
No one's got the answer.
It's like, what's the percentage? It's like nearly 60% of the page is 40 plus.
Yeah.
And then there's like a small demographic of 10% is 18 to 25 or something.
Very small.
It's very, very small. And
you'd have to have incentives for younger people to go, like free tickets.
Yeah.
Just to get them in the door to experience it at least once, so they know what they're missing.
Yeah, exactly.
If you knew all these younger people what their favourite artists were, offer them ticket. Yeah, because I think they obviously consume all these bands and artists online, but what is making them not decide to go and see their favourite artist live? Because they're obviously not.
Yeah. Years ago when we played it was Cock Rock, like Cockermouth Festival.
Yeah, or Northbound.
Yeah, there was a lot of young folk there.
Yeah.
And that was amazing.
I do remember that.
That was great. It was just like, yep, everyone's getting it out here. And again, that kind of went all by the wayside.
Could have been huge, that. But they just they kept messing up on the lineups.
But to get back to some of the festivals putting on tribute bands, it was like, I think Wacken, or Grasspop put an AC/DC tribute band on after the main act on the main stage, I think.
Oh yeah, I've heard of festivals do that after the headline, because people still want something to do.
But again though, I think it's a test in the water of kind of saying, right, this band's the headliner, but we're really going to stay for the party because it's going to kick off when the AC/DC band come on.
Yeah.
Because we know the songs, and it's going to be a great blast. And that is part of the draw to get punters. So say for example, you could have like Bolton Valentine headlining on the Friday night at Wacken, and then the biggest AC/DC tribute band afterward. That's going to bring the whole show: the Cannons, the Blow Up Whole Lot of Roze, the Trains, everything. It's like AC/DC technically, but without the original members. And people are going to go, you know what, Bullet are cracking, but it's going to be even better after that, man. With all 80,000 of us all fucking singing Whole Lot of Roze. That's it, because you're getting to get your party time. You're getting a good festival atmosphere. But to me, when Download had Elvana on, nothing against that band. They're great at what they do. Good stuff. But to me, it was a slap in the face to original live, original proper bands doing original music. It was
a missed opportunity as well.
Well, no, I think to me, it's like, you think about bands out there that work the socks off year in, year out, and
they would deserve. Well,
and it was a
you
slot.
know how they sometimes will have a band like that open the day. You could have put someone equally who's
But
level.
I think they were on during the midday.
Why not after the headliner band's playing? Put a new up-and-coming band. If people are going to be sticking around, put a newer band on after them.
Yeah, that's a good way to introduce new people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They do it at the beginning, so why not at the very end?
Yeah, but no, the thing was, it's just like, so you put a tribute band on one of the biggest festivals in Europe, where you could have had an original act, exposing them to such a large crowd to get more fans and continue new music.
Yeah.
Instead, you're just doing a rehash of Nirvana, but with an Elvis edge to it, and it's like, come on, why did you do that for? And it's like, oh, it's a festival, it's entertainment, it's something different. It's like, well, yeah, but there's a place for it. Tribute festivals.
Missed opportunity, definitely.
There's a tribute festivals. That's what they're for.
Yeah.
To go and see that type of stuff. And I just kind of think it's like I know bands that have been going longer than us and worked harder and done more. They've never played Download. Yeah. I'd give my right nut to play a Download on that stage. But yeah, if I knew all along all I had to do was dress up as Elvis and sing Nirvana songs, I would have done that.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. It's just like, if that's all it took to play, I'll start a cover band, and then hopefully I might get a book to play, play in front of that crowd. But to me, I think it's like testing the water, going, you know what, we'll see how this goes down, and when these bigger bands are no more, we'll have them as one of the headliners on the Saturday night.
Yeah.
So like Kiss are no more, you get one of the top Kiss tribute bands playing.
Yeah.
You could have them headlining the Saturday and an original band just before them.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone's there because they'll go, oh, this Kiss band, it's amazing. Oh, it's going to be such a good atmosphere. Oh, we'll go. It's going to be such a good time. And it's the way to draw, an extra 30% of people in, along with what you've got.
Exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you think about the festival organisers, they're like the gatekeepers of a lot of the next. They're almost like what MTV used to be. They're the last sort of, because they decide on the lineups, they choose who the headliners are. So everyone pays attention to that. You see the posters, and that kind of, they're telling you who the biggest bands are.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and to me as well, that's kind of about like the film industry's gone. When you see channels making their own movies instead of coming out in the cinema. It's like Sky.
You mean like Netflix and all that?
Yeah, like
Netflix
Sky.
original, Amazon Prime.
Netflix original. Yeah, I mean Sky doing their own thing, because I said for ages there'll be TV companies trying to find out a way to make home cinema, to basically have their own movie, and only Sky customers, or only, as you said, Netflix or only Amazon people can watch it, and then they might release it to the cinema afterwards. And they've been testing it with, there's been a few good movies on Sky, a few good ones on Netflix and stuff like that. And you're thinking, these are movies that would have originally come out on the cinema. And again, everyone goes, oh, it's progress, oh, it's one of these things. People don't like going out to the pictures anymore, like they don't like going out to gigs.
Yeah.
And people rather stay at home and be entertained. And I mean, I understand cinema, the ticket prices aren't too bad, but you get absolutely
there's still more people going to cinema than there is to
you get kicked up the arse though when you want to buy a drink and a packet of sweets. It's like if they did everything cheaper, they'd get more people in.
Yeah, especially for a family. It costs
a
fortune for a family to go.
I mean, I don't know how they can justify charging £4 for a bag of Haribo when you can go to B&M and get it for 69p or 99p. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Yeah. It's like whoever's running the cinema, you just get a bit of reality check here, and you want punters coming in, buy an £8 ticket, give them a pack of sweets for 99p, and charge them £1.50 for a Coke or something, and
But that is how they get.
You're going to get more people buying it and more people wanting to go to the cinema, because everyone says, "Oh, I'll go to the cinema, but I'm taking my own sweets." And
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
The
but
back of your pants rustling away.
Yeah,
he's walking funny.
I mean, it's one of those things where companies like the TV, the cinema, it's always that last sort of like frontier of, giving people more choices. I mean, I think eventually one of the big Star Wars or one of the big Marvel movies, it'll come out on one of these channels first, like a Sky box office, where it'll mean people subscribe to Sky just to watch that film. And they'll pay for that.
Or you can pay a one-off fee to watch that one thing on it.
And then after it's all done on there for a month, it'll come in the general cinema.
Yeah.
And it'll go like that. And they'll do it to a point where they try and find the blockbuster. And if it makes an absolute fortune, you'll have everybody trying to jump on that bandwagon. And it's like gigs as well. You know, you've got to get a new market and a new avenue. You know, and that's where it is with the whole trying to attract a younger audience to it. That will get out there for not just specific gigs, get out there in general.
Yeah. Just want to go and experience live music. I don't. That's what's probably being lost, is they don't realise it's better than watching anything on YouTube or online, any digital media. Going to see it live cannot be beaten.
I mean,
but they're not realising that. They're not being told that.
No, not at all. I mean, the thing is, like YouTube as well. I mean, you know yourself, there's hundreds of videos out there of you playing, and yet there'll be one or two, well, I think for us probably 50 or more, of where you've had a bit of a shit night.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Or you've done one song really crap in the set.
Or the recording quality is shit.
Yeah. And somebody looks at that, it's like, God, I am not going to watch that.
Judgment made.
That's it. And, you know, my sister was guilty of that. There was a band supporting Bon Jovi at Sunderland Stadium. And she's like, oh, check them out on YouTube. Oh, I didn't really like them, so we're just going to make sure that we arrive sort of, you know, whenever. And I went, what if that was my band? And she went, oh. I goes, yes. I says, not nice, is it? And she's like, oh my God. And so she goes, all right then, we'll go and see them. And I said, how are the support band? She went, better than Bon Jovi. I went, really? And she, I can't remember who it was now. But she thought they were absolutely great. And she says, you know what? If I'd just made my judgment on that one video on YouTube, I would have missed out on a great night.
That's what's happening now.
She said Bon Jovi were great, but that other band...
You already knew what you were going to get with Bon Jovi, didn't you?
Yeah, she didn't know what to expect. And she said these guys were great. She had everyone singing and dancing and stuff, and everything was bouncy and catchy. And, you know, I said, so if everyone had the same attitude as you, no one would be when Bon Jovi is.
Yeah, and every band that, like, say, your sister loves was once an opening band or a nobody band playing in a pub who people at that time went to see.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing them quotes of, like, I remember seeing Queen in a pub and there was 20 of us.
Yeah.
It's like, that is amazing.
Yeah. You see, you can look it up now, footage of big bands playing tiny clubs to nobody, virtually.
Yeah.
And you just think, that was all bands were there at some point, all of them.
Yeah, no.
And that hasn't changed for the bands. It's just the audience their habits has completely changed.
Yeah,
financial
exactly.
reasons is definitely one of them, but I think attitudes to music in general is the other half of it.
Yeah.
The younger people now growing up, because they have this digital platform at their fingertips, that's where they get everything, and they just make judgments on everything. Partly, like I said, because they're getting bombarded with so much.
Oh,
so they can't listen to it all, can they?
I mean, that's why I hardly go on social media.
Hey, you're not a big proponent of social media, are you?
Because again, it just, as you said, you're bombarded with views from left, right, centre, below, of everything.
And you don't have time.
Yeah, you don't have time for it all. And you just, and again, you should just be able to make up your own mind.
Yeah.
And just, instead of being influenced by what other people say. I mean, how many times do you read a bad review of a film and you watch it and enjoy it?
And you go, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Or your mate goes, oh, that CD of that band, oh, God, don't like that at all. You listen to it and you think, actually, I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, which is why you shouldn't.
Or you go to a gig and you go, oh, God, that was amazing. I love that, you know, when they did. And then the guy goes, oh, that song was all right, but the rest of it was crap. And it's like, what gig were you at? You know? And or they'll go, oh, the sound was terrible. And you'll go, I thought it was all right. I can hear everything.
But it's about forming your own opinions, though, isn't it?
Exactly. And I think that's what I think social media has done a lot of. It's everyone goes, oh, it's great exposure for that. Well, it is to a point.
It's almost too much exposure.
But it's like there's so much out there about the band already that you feel you don't need to go and see it or experience it,
Yeah,
because you could just do that sat on your ass having a
That's
hobnob.
another thing that is different now is there was a lot of mystique in bands because they weren't every single member of the band wasn't on social media, so you didn't know what clothes they wore or what food they ate.
Yeah.
You knew nothing other than like the odd interview in a magazine.
It's like the worst one for me is ever go away anywhere and do stuff, and then I'm chatting to people, and they go, "Oh, you should have put pictures up online." I was, "I'm too busy taking pictures." I'm too busy to take pictures and write a post out every 10 minutes going, "Hey, I'm having ice cream by the beach condo. Isn't this great weather?" It's like my last thing on my mind is taking pictures and then putting it up online, you know. And it's just like again, it's a whole mentality of things.
Well, I went through some of your Facebook, social media.
Oh, great!
You like a rant. He doesn't come on very often, but when he does, he has something to say.
Occasionally, yeah.
But that is part of what's the point otherwise?
Yeah,
You have something
it's
to
like
say.
it's like full
If
of
you've done
so
something
much
cool.
mundane stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I went to Canada and I shot the classic handguns from all the films,
Yeah,
like Dirty
that's one
Harry
of the things I
Magnum.
wrote down here. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
cool.
know,
That was cool. That was
exactly. But I went horse riding. I thought, I'm not putting that up. Don't need to.
No.
You know, I went up CN Tower.
Yeah.
Didn't need
That's
to do
cool.
that. You know, went to watch a baseball game. You know, Blue Jays, good.
Yeah.
You know, it was cool. There was a massive Caribbean festival going on there. Christ,
Right.
there were some sights there. Like that was amazing. So many bums eating thongs. It was incredible. You know, men and women. It was a great. You know, and it was just amazing. Lots of Jamaican food and stuff, and it was again a massive carnival atmosphere. It was amazing. Took pictures, but I've got them for me and to show friends and family and stuff. You know, it's just.
It's also like down the line. You might put one up 2 years time saying, "Oh, I remember when I did this."
I went to the Kirk Hammett horror exhibition as well.
Cool.
So all these guitars were there. The Metallica guitars, you touch them. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And all these horror posters and memorabilia he's got. You know, I've got a picture of me with King Kong and standing in front of the Night of the Living Dead poster and stuff, and in front of the creature from outer space. You know, I never posted it up online because I don't know. It's just like
You don't feel the need.
no, I just don't feel the need. I thought I've got them for me and to show the people and stuff. I'm just too busy having a good time to think, oh God, I better put a picture of this so everyone can see what I'm doing.
That's yeah. Well,
And it's like a battle with a lot of people. It's like
keep up
one-upmanship.
keep up the image that they've created for
Yeah.
themselves.
You know, and again, that's a distraction, I think, for a lot of musicians and bands, having to constantly go online
Yeah.
and say this, do that, talk about this and push this because you want people to come to your gig and stuff. And instead of
Just
just
become boring, doesn't it?
yeah, it just becomes
A slog.
mundane.
Becomes a
It's like
slog.
it's not enjoyable. It's just
No.
like, oh yeah, do you remember you got to do this post? And it's like, oh Christ's sakes, like you know. But it's again, you know, I do so much stuff that a lot of people, you know, I'll tell them about, and they'll go, oh, why didn't you post that up online for? It's like, why do I have to post every breathing moment
For who?
online? Yeah, for whose enjoyment?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's like everyone's living in a fish tank.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone wants to look in and see what's going on in the bowl.
Well, I looked at some of the things, say the last 6 months, things that you've ranted about.
Christ, you weird stalker.
Jeremy Kyle.
Jeremy Kyle. Oh, yeah, that was a good one, eh?
The Dirt. The
Yeah,
film.
like whining bands, you know. It's just like going on about, oh, we've got this issue, we've got that issue. And it's like, fuck's sake, man. Just get on with shit. It's like everyone has issues. Don't make a whole bloody drama of it. Just get on with stuff.
And there was a thing a few weeks ago when social media sort of wasn't working. Facebook and Instagram went down. And then the place went into meltdown.
Oh, did I post something about
Yeah,
that?
you did.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't remember what you posted, but
Yeah.
something about getting out and living life. It doesn't. Well, who cares?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, like sometimes I just leave my phone at home, and
Yeah.
I go to work and stuff, and people go, "Oh my God, you didn't reply to a message." Because
Yeah.
what was it about? Oh well, I just wanted to ask you if you were doing this, and I was like, "Life and death, eh?" Right, okay. I'm sure the whole world will still be here.
Well, the biggest thing for me, well, as I've said on the last couple of episodes, is just my phone's on silent most of the time, and I've turned my notifications off.
Yeah,
So that makes me less inclined to look at it.
yeah,
Unless I think, oh, I'll see if I've got any notifications. Then I load Facebook up or
Yeah.
Instagram or whatever, and then I'll find out. But it's not pinging, so it's not. I don't think about it. Like at least 50% down.
For
usage.
me, I like I don't know. I like to try and think I'm in the center of everything.
Right.
You know, I like a little bit of that, a little bit of this. You know, I like anything as long as you don't try and impose it on me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care what
Whether
anybody.
it be politics or religion.
Yeah,
or
I don't
anything.
care what anybody wants to do as long as they don't expect me to do it. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I don't care if you like this or follow that, and then you say to me, "Oh, why don't you? You should." And it's like, well,
Yeah.
no, it's like, you know, live and let live. You know, you can do what you want as long as you don't try and impose that will onto me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care what you want to do. You know, if you want to have 3 breasts and 2 cocks, I don't give a shit. You know, just do it. You know, don't tell everybody they have to do it and accept it. You know, it's like, just do it. You know, just get on, live your life. You know?
One of your posts that got a lot was when HMV, the last HMV closed. You can't remember, can you? You put on some rant about, yay, well done, yay streaming, or yay digital. Not.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people don't get it. Again, that's another thing that's wrecking it for a lot of bands' income. Is Spotify thing. Everyone goes, oh, it's great for exposure. Well, it's basically like playing free gigs, isn't it? You know, you'll have people go, oh, you can't play a gig for free, and yet they get most of the music from Spotify for free.
Yeah. But the counter argument to that is, you're not going to get money from CDs anyway now. So the only way these younger generation,
if you sell them at your own gig, or
That's-
if you've
that's
got
true.
a good distribution deal
That's
like
true.
we did.
But on the whole, they don't count album sales, physical album sales, as a revenue stream anymore. Certainly not at the top end, anyway.
Yeah.
But streaming is the way the younger generation is consuming it. So
I mean,
you have to be there.
I mean, the biggest example is Taylor Swift, right? I can't remember the source exactly, but I remember reading it. She made something like $500,000 from her biggest single streaming, and it was millions, and millions of plays. And if you think if that was proper single sales back in the 90s, late 90s, where people paid what, £2 or £3 for a single,
yeah.
you know, on CD or something, that would be millions of pounds that she would have made, and the record labels would get that back and reinvest that. You know, you think of the massive big bands, how many shit albums they've made, like AC/DC. I mean, for those about to rock, we salute you, which didn't even have that many good songs on.
Yeah.
But after that, up until Stiff Upper Lip, it was so mundane, repetitive.
Yeah.
But yet they kept churning it out, and the label would keep putting the money in because the new people would keep buying it.
Yeah.
And it's that sort of thing where, you know, even like Kiss, you know, would make 2 crap records, but the record label will still keep them on. Yeah. Because they knew they would make 1 record that would be a hit, and it would cover the financial loss for the other 2. But now there's nothing. Well, there probably is, but you have to be a really top major selling artist to get that kind of comfort zone.
Well, AC/DC was one of the few bands that resisted being on digital media for years.
Yeah.
And somebody explained to them that, but yeah, you're not going to make much money from it.
I mean, Dave, our drummer, said, I think Shake the Faith and Hasta aren't on any online streaming things. And I went, good. And he went, well, how are we going to make money? I goes, sell it on our website. Sell the downloads from our own website.
Yeah.
So if people want it, they come to our website and download the MP3.
But I see.
Instead of going to Spotify
Yeah,
or
but
Apple and downloading it like that.
Apple Music and Spotify, I don't associate money with that at all. I'm saying AC/DC didn't, to use them as an example, didn't resist it because they didn't think they weren't that bothered. But someone explained to them, basically, as time goes on, if you're not on those places, the next generation in it isn't going to discover you.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the only reason to be on there. Which
yeah, but then again,
I'm
they
fine
only
with it.
listen to 1 or 2 songs.
I'm fine.
They don't
I'm
listen
fine
to
with
an
that.
album of it. Yeah.
But that's how they if you put their entire back catalogue on, which they have, they'll still get some money from it, and it has gradually gone up, and it will continue to go up. But that's where where the younger generation's at. So
because
I'm fine with that.
I mean, it's like when some of the bands go, we've hit over 1 million streams on Spotify. It's like, have you worked out what you get paid for that?
Yeah, but I discredit the.
It's
side
probably
of it.
4 or 5 grand, depending on maybe what percentage you get. I mean, our last Spotify payment was £200 for like nearly 500,000 plays.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And you're thinking, holy shit! If we just got paid £2 for every stream or download, right? imagine that money that you can reinvest into the band, or as we
Even
call
if
it.
you got paid 1 pence.
Yeah. I mean, you get. Imagine that money you could reinvest in the business,
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
then from there you could then get better PR, which gets you more exposure, and then that's how you build up.
Yeah.
Because you the more PR you can pay for, the more quality PR, that gets your head above the water from all the other noise.
Yeah.
And gets you seen.
Yeah.
And that's what gets you to more audience. And that's one of the biggest struggles for a lot of bands, is that they can't afford the fees that these PR companies pay for.
No.
The same for us. I mean, everything was just like budgeted, and then again that old thing of we're not going to get into debt over it. What can we go with that's going to give us
Value for money.
healthy budget for each area, merchandise, PR, other little sections.
But you pretty much do most stuff yourself now, though, as a band.
Oh yeah, we do now. Yeah, I mean, we've, with us guys, we've virtually done, well, I mean, yeah, you got management and stuff like that, but I mean, from day one, everything that's come our way is from what we've earned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Through just hard work and sheer luck. We've never had to spend money to get by on tours.
Yeah. What are the most expensive things? Studio time and music videos?
Yeah, that was basically it. Yeah, that was the most expensive time. Studios, and then
So what
the
are
videos.
some of the things you've done financially for music videos back so far?
I think Coming Down was a big expense music video.
Was that the one where you did it at a venue?
Yeah. Hell in My Eyes was a pretty big one, but that was worth it though, because that was a really good video, that one. That was
Yeah, it
well
was a
put
good
together.
one. Yeah.
We Escaped a Cult. That was a
That was a good
that was
one.
a pricey one. That was a really good one.
Yeah.
That did actually really well. It was only last year we were actually before I think it was it last year Scuzz jacked in
Yeah.
or something.
2018. Yeah.
We were actually on their Halloween
Oh, I
playlist.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we got messages going, guys, you just played on Scuzz of like Halloween spookiest tunes. We Escaped the Cult. We were like, It was still. Oh my god.
Yeah,
So-
I remember that.
And that's another avenue that bands have lost.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
shame, because they did put on a lot of upcoming bands. Scuzz.
They did.
I mean,
Yeah, they did.
we try to get our videos on Kerrang, and every time it was just like, oh, it's not what we want to push at the minute. So they had an agenda every time
Oh,
they
they've
were
always
coming
got an
through.
agenda.
And I mean, remember one PR company we worked with? It was just like, there's not enough buzz about the band at the minute. And the guy went, they're unsigned. They're doing one of the biggest tours in the UK, with Panther in 2012.
Yeah.
Their own gigs selling out, etc., etc. It's just, how does a band get a buzz to get like a little column bit in Kerrang?
Yeah.
And then she kept giving excuses, and then he turned around and he says, you know what it is? It's because I'm a small PR company.
Yeah.
He said, if I was one of the big boys, you'd be in there, no problem.
Yeah.
Because it's just who you know. And
Yeah,
that's one of
definitely.
the things.
And the music industry as a whole,
Yeah.
a lot of it works on
and
that.
I wish some bands would be more open about
That.
how their path is created and how they get
Yeah.
there. But I mean, they don't, because they don't want to upset people or
Which
or
is
say the
it is
wrong thing.
understandable, but
But I mean, if it was a more clear cut, fans would appreciate more as well
yeah.
how things are achieved. They still think things are achieved through, that band picked that band to play that gig. It's like, no, they didn't. I'm afraid something exchanged hands with some people somewhere. And it's just like, if you're more open about that type of thing, maybe fans would come and attend gigs more as well.
True.
To give back, help the bands financially, because it's just one of those things where, I mean, people would class that buy-on thing as you're paying for PR. You're paying to play in front of a huge audience, and if you've got the money and the means, why not? It's one of those things, but it's like, don't make it out like you've been invited and they're your best buddies and they've listened to you and they wanted you, only you, to play with them. It's like, no, you were probably one of 20 bands bidding for it.
Yeah.
And, if bands were more open and saying, this is what we paid for this tour, that tour, this is the PR that we paid for, this is what we paid for management, this is what we've done for this is what you've got to do to get to our level. it would, it would make people appreciate things probably even more. You know.
I agree.
And
But it's like what you were saying about like talking to PR companies, them saying, "Oh, there's not enough buzz about the band." Back in the day, they would have an A&R person who would know what bands had a buzz because they'd be going to the gigs, they'd be seeing which bands are selling out.
I don't honestly think you get A&R people.
You don't.
now.
There's no. They will not pay for, and they will not pay for people to do that, and they also don't take any risks anymore because there's no money to take risks.
No, it was like
sign a band and give them 10 grand.
It was like I said to you. I said, if you had 50 grand to invest in a band, would you do it? And he's like,
Nope.
No. But I mean, it's like 10 grand. What is that these days?
If you went to a decent studio, it wouldn't get you very far, would it?
No, I mean, some PR companies are 3 grand for a month.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, 10 grand advance. What the hell? It sounds amazing. And you tell people, whoa, what are you going to do with that? And, I mean, back in the day when the record labels were thriving, I mean, they were giving bands advances of 50 grand for a video, 100 grand for a tour, and it was nothing because they were making that much money off the big acts at the top. They could afford
album sales.
Yeah. And I mean, all people will go, oh, you're living in the past and stuff. And it's like, well, you've got to kind of reflect on the past to how it's looking into the future.
People who say that aren't musicians trying to do it, though, are they?
Oh, yeah, a lot of them are, yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I know there's musicians out there who absolutely love Spotify and YouTube for what it does in terms of bringing new music to people.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can give it its kudos for that. But if people aren't making money to put back into what they're doing to make more new music, it's like, where's that money coming from? If they're not making it from gigs or record sales or streaming, they're using money out of their own pocket to do that. And if they do want to do that, that's fair enough, But if you all want to make a living from it, you keep using your own money because it's going to run out sooner enough.
There definitely is room for the stream payments to go up.
Oh, there's a hell of a lot of room.
So,
I mean, if you think about it,
something's got to give at some point.
What's a Spotify subscription for a month? Tenner. And you can have as much stuff as you want.
And there's about 40 million paid subscribers.
Yeah. So if you think for a tenner, right, you could get
all the music in the world.
Yeah, if you had that time, you could get you could probably have 50 albums listened to in a week, and loads of singles. And if you think about if you had to pay for that,
if you had to actually back in the day
pay for it, imagine all that money going back to bands like businesses, basically.
Well, even on the old business model, the band was still at the bottom of the pile when it came to percentage of like per album sale.
Yeah,
but it was a hell of a lot more, and it made a difference. Whereas now they're still the bottom of the pile, but they're even less significant.
Yeah. I mean, I know that people go, oh, record labels, they were evil. They kept, all the royalties, and they kept all the songs and the copyrights and stuff. And it's just like, well, you kind of understand that when they put all the money up front for it.
Yeah, the first thing that happens is the band, any money that they make, goes to paying off all the money the record label gave you in the first place. Anything after that, then you get to keep, which is fair enough.
Exactly. It's one of those where, I mean, we would love to have got like a mega advance, but
of course,
any band would. But it's I
tell you what, it wouldn't be as straightforward though. You'd still have to use. You'd have to be very savvy to use it in the right way to make it go as far as it could.
Oh Christ, yeah. But I mean, I don't know of any band. I know that. There's. I mean, I know bands that are perceived as coming along really well and big. They're all still working.
I think people will be very surprised by the amount of like
a lot of people
mid-level bands
are still doing jobs and part-time jobs.
Who play some of on the biggest festivals, on the biggest tours, and in between they still do stuff for work.
Exactly, and that's telling you something about the industry when you can't dedicate to your art full time.
And you're selling out venues.
Yeah, and you're still having to work.
Yeah, that says it all.
And then people, you've got to question that and go, well,
why?
Where's the money going? Who's making the money? It's
the money's still being made.
Yeah, but it's obviously not enough to get a living wage from.
And not enough of the pie is going to the artist.
Yeah,
and it's been that way for a long time.
Yeah, it's getting that way. It'll slowly only get worse as well.
It has forced artists though to be really good live, because your sole goal now is to get people to come and pay to see you live.
Yeah, and basically to buy merchandise as well.
Yeah, so you have to be good.
Yeah.
For that to be the case. It's where if someone comes and sees you, they'll bring a friend the next time, or they'll share your music video or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of the world we're in now.
Yeah.
Which is the way it was in the past, but there was a lot less going on around it. It was a lot more pure.
Yeah. Because I mean, what other stuff have I got that you got down there on your?
Loads.
Oh my god.
Just some of your rants. Oh, about guitars, repairs, and lessons. Your side hustle.
Oh, what? I didn't rant about that.
No, not your rants. No, that I'm finished on your rants. Just other stuff that you do that's cool. Like you've got your kind of job is you've kept it music related.
Oh yeah,
which is vital.
Yeah,
for staying connected. So you repair guitars.
Yeah, and fix guitars.
Give guitar lessons.
Yeah, guitar lessons.
Your business is called
Guitar Repairs Cumbria.
There you go.
I'll
put a link in the show notes. You've been doing it a fair while now.
Yeah, I've been doing it since 2012.
So you do have to get like qualifications in?
Yeah. I've been on
luthier.
Yeah, I've been on them courses, luthier courses,
That's
and done electronics courses as well. I've been just fixing guitars since I've been playing them, really. Just tinkering with them and doing them and that.
For yourself, how to fix your own guitar if it fucks up.
Yeah, exactly. I still remember when I got my very first guitar and the string snapped. I was thinking, shit, it's knackered. I'm going to have to get another guitar. I never realised that you had to change strings. Honestly, I thought it was bollocks. I was like, my dad's going to kill me. I've just had it for like 2 days and I've broken a string on it already.
My God. And
then my mate, Nick, was just like, oh no, here, I'll put a new string on for you. And I was watching how he did it, and I was like, right, I need to know how to do that.
Yeah. Isn't it funny?
Because I've never had the internet.
Well, yeah.
So I was kind of...
I remember when it's the first time I saw someone have... I still don't know what they're called, those things that you put on the machine heads to turn it really fast.
Oh, string winders.
Yeah. First time I saw one of them, I was like, oh my God, that'll save so much time.
That was one of them. Yeah.
Choose it in the middle of a gig.
You'd be even more impressed when they're on power drills.
Yeah. Electric ones.
Oh yeah, they're them. But just from having that experience and then like, jack inputs crackling, thinking what's going on here, pots
wiring and
pots
stuff.
Going and stuff like this, and
that's common everyday stuff for musicians, isn't it?
Yeah, and then as it got more and more advanced, you were kind of like, all right, why have I got no sound on this fret? No, because your frets are worn out or one's too high, it's choking out. So right, how do I fix this? And then I used to take it to a place in Carlisle, and they did that. And then eventually I learned to do it all myself and stuff like that. So, I mean, I try to keep prices really good because I'm a musician myself. And I know if you're a musician coming wanting a repair, you don't want a stupid-ass bill.
Yeah.
It's like charge it relating to the work. And hopefully, hopefully it's a good price that, a musician who needs that guitar to possibly make his living. Yeah. You don't want to go, oh, it's 500 quid, mate, for that. And you're like, really? And it's like, yeah. It's, I try and keep everything at a reasonable price because it's I kind of think, how would I want to pay for that myself?
Yeah.
What would I want as a good price? So when it comes to doing fret dresses and replacing frets and fixing broken necks and stuff like this, it's, like a lad broke his neck on an SG. Ooh. And I said to him, I said, it'll all be glued up and done, flush, be smooth. I said, but the paint will be gone where the neck is. I said, because you've got to sand it and make sure it's all done and everything else. And I said, you've got two options: to make it look relict and worn. I says, or you're going to have a whole respray. And that's expensive and it's time consuming. I says, you got the options of like 80 quid for the whole fixing of the broken neck and smoothing it off and patching it all up and making it look decent as it's been worn away through age. I says, or you can add another 200 quid on top of it for spray painting, glossing, wet and drying, polishing, buffing, everything. And he's like, I'll just make it look like he's been beat up to fuck him.
Which most people would do.
And it actually looked cooler.
Yeah.
When I got it back to him, relicked a bit of the body, a bit more of the headstock and the neck.
He wore the rest of it out to make it.
He said, it looks ace.
Yeah.
He was like so happy with it. And then he broke it again.
My first question would be, how did you break it?
Yeah, and as I said, I get. I had to fix holes in acoustic guitars. I've been worn away through age. Yeah, just through the fingers wearing through the wood, the top. Just relayering it, getting it all perfectly restored again. But keeping the marks there as like scars on your body. You can look back at them and go, I know how I got that.
War wounds.
Yeah, exactly. It's a war wounds on the guitar,
Story.
so it's not completely gone because he never wanted that. He just wanted the hole filled.
Yeah.
So there you go. But it's cool. I've had bands go, I need my guitar set up done and everything else, and I've got a gig next day. I'm like shit. I had to do a whole fret dressing setup in one day. The guy dropped it off at 9 o'clock in the morning, and when I do a fret dress and a setup again, I like to give it a day or two just to settle in, and then recheck it all. And
delicate things, guitars.
Yeah, because it's all temperature and pressure based and tension based and stuff, but I got that to him, and he was absolutely fine with it. And then I had a band doing a Maid of Ale session for Radio 1, and they came and dropped their guitars off, and I had 2 days to get them ready. One of them was a floating bridge.
Oh.
Like an electric guitar floating bridge. So not a tremolo like Floyd Rose.
Yeah.
It was just like an old jazz style archtop floating bridge. And you want it all intonated and done. And you're thinking 2 days to get that guitar done, another guitar done, fret dressed and all cleaned up and set up and tweaked, and it was bit of a challenge. but yeah, I usually like to take my time on them as well, because as I said, being a musician, it's your tools of the trade, and I like to try and take my time on them and make sure it's done right. And if someone says, I need that doing in like a day, and I'll be like going, no, it's better off giving it at least 2 or 3 days. And they're like, oh, and I've even lent some of my guitars to people.
Right.
I said, here, right, borrow my acoustic, borrow this electric guitar.
Yeah.
I'm like, what, really? And I'm like, man, you're not going to break it by playing it. You're going to break it if you smash it about and stuff like that, right? So it's fair enough. It's like sometimes when people get a bit preachy about, you can't play through my amp, you might blow it up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, right, how can strumming my guitar through your amplifier blow it up, you dipshit? It's like, the amount of times that used to happen. And I'll just let any band play through my amp head. I just like to keep the settings as they are.
Yeah,
I've memorised them.
Stuff,
I said just keep them as they are. But you're not going to blow someone's amp up by playing through it. And if you do, you deserve a medal, because to blow up an amplifier by strumming an E minor chord, I don't know how you do that. We did have a band once from I think Norway. They were touring with us, and he was using my amp head, and it wasn't the best. It did have its issues, and it blew up on stage. And he was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And I was like, "It was going to blow up anyway. Doesn't matter."
He wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary, was he?
I said, "You were just playing through it, mate." I said, "Your guitar skills didn't blow it up. It just blew up because it's a piece of shit." And I went and got it fixed.
Yeah.
And it was fine. He's like, I'll pay for it. No, he was going to do it regardless of who was going to play through it. And we've never had a problem. Dave will let anyone use his kit.
Yeah.
It's just, you can tell if someone.
It also makes the gigs easier.
Oh hell yeah! You can tell if anybody's taking the mick.
We've all
out
done
of
those gigs where all the other bands beforehand have had to change gear, where the headline stuff stays exactly untouched at the back for the whole gig, and it makes it a bit more
we've done all that. Yeah, that's hilarious.
I've got 2 steps room to move here.
Yeah, and it's like they're so scared it's going to get busted.
Yeah.
And Dave doesn't let everybody. Sometimes he lets them use the cymbals. I remember doing we were a gig once, and the drummer came up to him and went, Can I borrow your sticks, please?
Steve had that once as well.
Like Dave says, sticks, and he went, yeah, and your cymbals. Dave went, you mean you want to just use the whole kit? He went, I brought my bass pedals. Dave went, fuck, but you forgot your sticks, and he went, yeah. So he let me use the cymbals and everything else and stuff.
It's just easier sometimes, isn't it?
I've lent my guitars to people before when they've been playing. They've been playing away, strings have snapped, and I've not got enough time to change it, I just run up and I'll just grab my guitar because it's an E flat. I know what they're playing, and just whack it on.
It's surprised sometimes how many bands don't have backups.
Yeah, they didn't have a backup guitar at all. You know, there's other bands that we toured with one guitar, and the guitar completely, broke down. Nothing was working on it at all. Dead. It wasn't the jack input or anything. It was something else going
serious
on.
Internal.
So basically, it's just like, just use my guitar after I played with it.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Really? It's like, yeah, just use it, man.
Just take care of it, but use it.
Yeah, obviously you're trying to do a sling it round your shoulders like a 360 windmill round and back again, and it flies off. Then you've screwed up, mate. But as I said, I don't care about anybody using my gear and stuff like that, as long as you don't put a pint glass on top of the amplifier.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that before.
Yeah, that's always asking for trouble, that type of stuff. But yeah.
And the other thing you do is teach guitar as well.
Oh yeah. That's another good thing as well. Because it
keeps your chops up, doesn't it?
It does that, but it exposes me to so much more music that I probably wouldn't have listened to as well.
I don't know if is it like when you first started doing it, to actually work out how do I do that? How do I to teach? Like until you actually think about it, it's quite a skill, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean a lot of it came naturally to me because I'd always show people little bits and pieces on guitar anyway. But yeah, it's one of those where people come to you and go, "Oh, I'd really love to play Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd." I'm like, right, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn that now.
yeah. I have to go and learn it. Yeah. I mean, I haven't got enough problems already with this head. I've got to put more stuff into it, and so I'll learn how to do that. Someone wants to go, I want to learn Sultans of Swing, Dire Straits.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there looking at them going, bastard, I hate you. But I tell you what though, I had a great time learning it.
Yeah,
I love the song.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I just never fancied tackling it on guitar, but when I did, I learned more from learning it in terms of the dynamics and how all the guitar licks are built into the bar chords. And I was like, right, that's really cool.
That's cool, yeah. Never really noticed it.
And then, I was like, what was it? Other ones want to learn Arctic Monkeys song.
Yeah, something you
Fall
would
Out
never
Boy,
even consider.
Fall Out Boy tunes. About to play stuff by the Vamps. Alicia Keys.
Right.
Like Ruth B, Lost Boy. Stuff that's all piano as well. They want to learn a song on piano, so I've got to work out the chords, or I go to that lovely Blessed Sight Ultimate Guitar. But the best thing is though, it's like I say to them, the tab is a guide. Don't take it for gospel.
It's quite often wrong.
Just don't take it note for note.
Yeah.
Just go for it. And my philosophy when people are learning guitar is I say to them, what is it you want to learn to play? What songs do you want to play?
What's your motivation for doing this in the first place?
Because I said to them, I can show you all sorts of shit on guitar, songs, everything that you'll probably hate, techniques. I said, but what is it you want to eventually learn to play?
Because you're going to be more motivated if you're learning stuff that you're actually into.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I remember at school having like classical guitar lessons, doing the grades. I got to about 4 and I was like, this is not why. So I just started playing guitar. I was like, I'm done with that. I want to learn Nirvana and Green Day or whatever it is.
Well, I like it when I'm sat there and I'll go, oh, right, what song are you wanting to do? Well, I was trying to learn this at the weekend. Then they're coming out with like Layla, Eric Clapton, the Dominoes, and I'm like, get in. I'm like, this is awesome, man. And
now you're talking.
Yeah. So we go through that with them, and then there'll be another one who's people want to play like blues. And that's cool. And I even I taught somebody Careless Whisper, George Michael.
Oh right.
Because I heard it on the radio, and that sax lick. Yeah. I said that quickly. I was like sax lick. I was like sax lick. I was like
SAX lick.
Yep. And then there's the of course it's on Deadpool as well.
Of course, yes.
And I went and transcribed myself because there's no tab online for it. The saxophone lick. Yeah. So I learned to do that on guitar, like a lead melody, and then doing like the lead melody of the vocal on guitar instead of playing the chords. So it was like a note melody for the whole song instead of, and it's amazing what you kind of pick up. But I also, through the certain movies of, shall we say, Iron Man and Marvel films, they're rock soundtracks. Kids, I want to learn to do Thunderstruck, Highway to Hell, Shoot to Thrill, Back in Black, and or Iron Man, Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Or Immigration Song.
That they would never have heard otherwise.
They would never bothered listening to them.
What else did that?
But they heard them.
Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
That was good for that.
Yeah.
That exposed a lot of young people to older music.
Yeah, they're hearing that there. I mean, there was like a little lass at one school, and she's like, I want to play this song. I heard it on my dad's CD. And she went, these are crazy, crazy, crazy. I went, Kiss Crazy Nights. I says, get in. She's 7. So worked out some nice basic chords for it, and there we go. And again, it's just showing people that like rock and metal music is fun.
Yeah.
And it's great to play and listen to. And it has a lot more depth to it than, shall we say, the new Ed Sheeran type songs. Because when I have to teach them on guitar, I mean, I teach everything,
Yeah.
And
you should teach people what they want.
I mean, yeah, he's good at what he does, but the songs are so basic in their structure and the chords, and it's just like, once you've been playing guitar for 6-7 months, you can get them nailed pretty much.
Yeah.
His earlier stuff was more complicated, but this type of stuff, it's very, mundane in terms of guitar technicality.
Yeah.
But it's as I said, it's so great bringing rock and metal music
to younger people.
To all the younger people, yeah.
Like we were talking about before.
Yeah. And they all go, oh, we saw you on YouTube. Oh, shit.
What was I doing?
Yeah. My dad liked that video you a lot. Let me guess, the one with the strippers in it, the pole dancers. Yes, I bet your dad loved that one. But it's great that they'll go on YouTube and watch what I do.
Yeah.
And I'll say to them, look, you too can be a hopeful idiot. And have dreams dashed against the rocks.
Get beaten down by the man.
But again, I say to them, I goes, you can have like learning music. I said it'll give you a potential, in life. It's like helps with your concentration, and amount of people that do tour cruises and theatre productions like Vampire Rocks or the Meatloaf tributes and stuff, or War of the Worlds. I mean, I know that Dean Newton from like AWOL and the Dean Newton Trio, he goes and does all the pit theatre stuff as well. He's travelled all over, and there's people I know that do guitar in cruises, and they make an absolute killing off it.
And they have a great time.
And have a great time travelling the world, playing guitar. Might be playing songs they don't like, but they're doing
work 9 to 5 in an office, isn't it?
Yeah. And I said to them, I got one mate I know over Yorkshire way. I said, he does wedding gigs and that's it. I says, you know what? I said, he earns 300 quid a night, and he does Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and he doesn't work the rest of the week.
Yeah. And
he's like, whoa. I goes, so...
Not to be knocked.
I said, you can spend 4 days a week playing Xbox all day, mate, and then you can go and play some shitty cover songs for weddings, and people will dance too.
As well.
And get all your free drinks and everything, and take 250, 300 quid home per member.
Yeah.
Not the band, per member.
Yeah.
For the night. I mean, can you imagine an original band going, we want $2,000 to play this gig?
It's not going to happen.
It's like, oh, you'll hire a wedding band for $2,000, but you won't hire an original band for $2,000. It's like, no one knows your bloody songs. It's like, but yeah, there's that side of it, and they can see me, we'll play to large crowds, small crowds, medium crowds. There's videos of us lot at all them stages. Yeah. And they can see what fun we have, and they can see what it's brought to us in terms of, things that we thought we'd never do. We've done it.
And life experience.
Yeah, exactly. We've gotten to travel the world through playing a piece of wood with strings on. And
Jump around like idiots.
And meet people that we thought we'd never meet.
Yeah.
People that you'd listen to on CD and watch their videos.
And then form friendships.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're playing gigs with them. Yeah. You're like, I remember watching them on TV and got their albums and some of the poster on the wall, and here I am backstage watching them. Yeah. And it's like a surreal thing, and it all stemmed from just learning an instrument.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I teach the kids at school, and just say, look, You know, it can take you anywhere. It might not even take you into playing live. It might take you into the business side of it, or
And
the
it
music
also
video
might take you
side
10
of it.
years.
Yeah, it could take you a while.
But that's why you've got to really want to do it, and you've got to enjoy it, and you've got to make it fun.
Oh, hell yeah! You got to keep on
Certainly don't do it for the money.
having it as fun and stuff like that.
As your top priority.
Yeah, that's it. It's all about kind of having a laugh with it all.
Because you've got to accept that for the most part there's not going to be a lot of money in it, so you better enjoy it. Make it fun. Do whatever it takes to make it fun.
Oh Christ, yeah.
As soon as it's not, something's got to give.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like you kind of, it also exposes you to a lot of the world, really. So you've seen a lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally ever see. Because there's a lot of people we all know up here who've lived in their Cumbrian bubble since they were born.
And I've got all the opinions.
Yeah, but they've never actually been to the places that they have the opinions of.
Or done the things.
Or done the things and stuff. And I mean, it's like, I wouldn't go down to bloody London, like, Christ almighty. It's like, have you been? No. Well, why don't you? Oh, I'll never make it back alive. And you're like, wow. You know, just
small-minded.
Yeah, you just got to get out there and just see everything and experience it. And
then have an opinion on it.
Yeah, then get an opinion on it. Because, I mean, Christ, we've been all over Europe. You know, all over the UK. You know, we've been to some absolute Royston Versey places. But you wouldn't have it.
Slept on floors. Bands.
But you wouldn't have it any other way, because
it's the best way to do it.
You can reminisce on all that and go, if we didn't do that, we wouldn't have done what we did.
You wouldn't appreciate
later
anything
on.
else.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's like, Christ. I mean, if we could write our memoirs, you know,
there'd be a lot of them.
I might release a book saying, "We nearly made it." and write all the stuff down, and then side notes going, maybe if we hadn't done that, we may have made it. Maybe if we had done this instead. Yeah. Memoirs of the band that nearly made it.
And did it all the wrong ways.
And then in brackets, possibly still could. Please invest here. But yeah, it's just one of those where, you know, it's just got to the point now where I know a lot of bands, they're doing it for the sheer kicks and the thrills. You know, because it's just
the right reason.
Such a good laugh. I mean, from Saturday, you know, raising all that money, but playing such songs that you grew up with, and seeing like tons and tons of people out there that you've known for years. And as I said, it's like an extended family of people that supported you from the get go.
There's also there's no education on it, is there? There's no how to be in a band sort of thing that teaches you the ins and outs of what to do, what not to do.
Oh God, there's I remember when I first started out, I got a book and the guide of all this and stuff, and you look back at the book and you thought, whoever wrote this is really talking.
Well, there's been a lot of attempts to tell people how to do it, but
and
you
that's
just
what
got to do it.
No one's got a surefire formula.
No,
you know, but there's one part of the formula which everybody needs. Shit ton of money.
Money's a good start
to get there,
but even that doesn't guarantee you anything.
Oh yeah, it doesn't guarantee you longevity. Yeah, you've got to be good.
You've got to work hard,
but you've got to have a shit ton of money to help you get to a lot of places.
You need some luck.
And you definitely need luck. We've had that.
Good and bad.
Good and bad. Yeah, definitely. You know, we can. I think we probably should write a book. Actually,
I don't see why not.
We should all sit down and. I think it would be
Bash
quite an hilarious read. This one. the memoirs.
Like the Motley Crue one.
Oh, the UK Motley Crue, what's that? The world's second dangerous band. Yeah, front cover's just got to be us hugging sheep. With some farmer looking terribly confused in the background. And then the next picture of him with his shotgun and dogs chasing us off his field. But yeah, but I mean, it's like, for us lot coming from here to doing what we've done.
That's already a disadvantage.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. But I mean, to do what we've done from small little Cumbrian town.
No, you've done well. You've done very well.
I mean, it's pretty nuts to think about what we've achieved.
Yeah.
And I said with no major real backing. You know, we've asked
No.
for it.
Well, yeah, we begged for it.
They probably thought, if I invest in that band, I'm fucking losing everything. That's what they probably thought. But yeah, that's one of the things that you can look back on and go, you know what, we've done so much stuff, and we've had help. You
have to.
But I mean, it's been hard work from ourselves that's got us where we've got to.
And the main thing,
and a nice sprinkling of luck as well.
Of course, the main thing that stands out the test of time is the music as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That lives on forever.
Oh yeah, well hopefully, yeah. So hopefully, if we haven't pissed off enough people, they'll still keep listening to the songs, and
the streaming platforms will allow us to be there.
I mean, seriously, we need our 50 quid per quarter PRS to come in, please. That's the divide between the band.
See, things like that, the PRS, that's a part of the education thing that some people, I didn't know for a long time about all that.
Yeah.
Until someone tells you or shows you, there's lots of things that bands wouldn't even know.
Yeah, no, there's like loads and loads of little things that you can do
yourself,
and sign up for it and stuff. But again, though, it's as you said, it's unless you're doing really big venues and you're getting a lot of stuff. PRS can sometimes be amazing.
Yeah, you get,
or it can be really shitty. We'll talk with other bands and we'll make a joke going, what was your PRS payment this quarter? And then we'll go, I got 15. No, it has to be over a certain amount actually. But they'll get told before money's released how much you've earned.
I think it's 40 quid, is it?
Yes, I think it's something like that. Yeah. And they'll go. Oh, I got 15 quid over 3 months. But it's just surprising as well. Sometimes it's like one of your most obscure songs is the one that's been played the most that you never play live, but it's been played in a gym like 50 times, and you're like, that person really loves that song. Thank you. That's 5 quid. But
we'll take it.
Honestly, yeah, it's absolutely an eye opener. Spotify, the PRS, to where your music's being played at and how it's getting.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Played when you see it's like a couple of times you've seen it. It's like BBC Radio Cumbria.
Yeah.
And then I remember a couple of times we did double take and we were like, Radio 6, what the hell? Yeah.
You're
just,
I didn't know about that.
yeah, just on.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things. And I remember we got one. It had YouTube. We were like, finally, YouTube. It happened.
Yeah.
I think it was like a massive 3 quid. Got over the moon with that. Yeah, got some money back from a corporate bastard.
Before we wrap up, I was going to ask, do you think you'd ever do like solo stuff?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Depends if I can be asked.
Like if you're writing stuff that you're just clearly not like for Falling Red, but you quite like it, do you think there would ever be time, even if you just put some songs out?
I don't know. It just depends really what I'm doing. I mean, I'd really like to get back into painting a bit more.
Painting?
Yeah, I used to sell a lot of paintings before I started music. I was at our college. I used to sell touristy paintings at Pooley Bridge and stuff like that, and things of like, shall we say, Lake District scenes.
You've not done that for a long time?
Like landscapes and stuff. No, I never had a chance because music overtook.
Yeah.
And my artwork would be related to a band's work.
Right.
So
have you ever had songs that you've written that didn't work out for Falling Red, but you've sort of kept them?
Oh, loads. absolute loads. But we sold them all to the Burning Crows.
Right.
That's why they're jacked in, because they're just shit.
That's why they are no more.
We sold a few to Farquhar as well. That's why they're doing all right as well. But there's quite a few songs that we've done, and they're either too country.
Yeah.
Like
I just want, because I've seen you play guitar acoustic sometimes. You're really good.
And or it's a bit too blues rocky or something like that, and it just wouldn't kind of fit in. And then that's why that Lost Souls album, it's just got so many different.
It's very different.
Just like tons of different things on it, all like
going
going
on.
on.
Town, My City is quite different.
Well, yeah, because I played that.
Dave hated it, didn't he?
Yeah, Dave hated it.
He
he goes, "What the hell? It's like a bloody type of country
it's a ballad
type song thing," and And then it was like the next day, he rang up and he goes, "I still got the chorus in my head. You win."
That is the acid test.
He said, "We'll do it. Yeah, if you get through that melon head, then you're all right." But
that must be a good sing along, is it? Gigs?
Yeah. Oh yeah. First time we ever played it, after the first chorus, the second time it came around, everyone's singing it.
Yeah.
And
Such easy to remember.
I mean, it was like Hell in My Eyes as well.
Yeah.
That's totally bass driven, and like an industrial sort of drum sound with it and stuff. And we just went for like, it's like bass vocal driven more than guitar. And and we just sort of like, make it really anthemic, and that goes down live really well. Day I Lost My Soul, it's just typical type of us. In My Head, Haunted, just like different styles that we just messed about with, and we thought, you know what, it's not going to have any run. We're just going to do, if we like the song, that's it, it's going on.
Well, I think it worked. I think it was the right time for you to.
Yeah, I mean, every album we've
stuff.
tried to change and alter and mess about with stuff. There's some bands that keep to the same formula, that they won't experiment too far away from it.
Yeah.
But we were just like, we're writing the music that we want to do. We're not writing for an audience. We're not writing.
No, that's definitely the best way to do it. Write for yourself.
I mean, from the first album, Shake, to Hasta, they had a very similar sort of, because they were pretty close to each other actually.
It felt like a
And
continuation.
the songs were kind of written because we didn't want to put Ain't Down the Rock on the first album.
Yeah.
Because it had just been on the other shitty one.
Yeah.
The one that we won't speak about, but
I have that one.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that was the unfortunate case of like, it was just the production of it made it a lot less.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the songs didn't get through because it just sounded awful.
Yeah. And then when we did Empire, again it was like, we've had a whole lot of different influences. We'd been a lot of years since the first album and EP, and it was just like, right, what can we do? And we just spent ages like messing and writing about. And then we came up with all these different riffs and ideas, and that again had quite a big mix of different little bits on it. And then after that, it was just like, what can we do that turns heads or turns people away from us again?
Either towards us or away from us.
Yeah. Oh god, hope my sniffles aren't coming across. I've got a little bit of a cold, but yeah, we basically thought, we're writing Lost Souls. It was just, you were coming up with, there was no sort of constraints or themes that you had to kind of think about. Empire had a theme going through it. Like lyrically, they kind of matched and stuff. Each kind of song went through and listened pieces and that, and then for like the Lost Souls album, it's kind of quite experimental. It was like My Town, My City, the bit where it's got that bluesy piano solo. I always had that in my head. And Dave and that was like, oh, I need to hear it to see if it works. I goes, it will work, believe me. And he's like, it's all right without it. And I goes, no, I says, you wait till we get something on there. You're going to absolutely love it. And then it was a guy from Workington. I just put a thing out online saying, does anybody who plays funky blues piano, I need a solo putting over this little bit here, and he got in touch. And I sent the MP3 to him. And then he recorded a live like playback through his speakers while he played piano with it. Sent it to me and says, hey, something like that. And I was like, that's it, that's made it. And I was like, I said, wait till I show the boys this. Sent it to them all, messages back instantly. Awesome, that is cracking. Yep, you were right. And that's it.
Right,
so if you don't do it and try it, you'll never know if it works or not.
Yeah.
And that was it. So that was included. Then we had other little bits of piano through it as well, and keyboard and synth. And again, we just kind of went all out on just trying little different things. And again, there was a couple of other songs that we wanted to do on there, but they were pretty
out there.
Oh yeah, they were pretty out there, just in terms of that. If we stuck them on the album, people would think it was an entirely different band. They were really, really different. Yeah. Like one of them was like a Bob Dylan-esque type, how it was played and how it was sung.
You're like, they're not ready for this yet.
Oh God, no, I don't think Dave was. His arse was twitching. I said, just imagine that at the last song. No, bloody hell no. But it was fun making the album. That's what it was, because it was fun with the songs.
As it should be.
Yeah, and again, I said we've just been so busy. I said we're gigging it and touring it and stuff, and my work, Shane's work, Dave's work, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I'm doing quite a lot of 7-day weeks. You know, I teach Monday to Saturday, 9 till 6, 7 at night. You know, it was only an hour ago I was teaching. I mean, like before I came here at like 7. And you know, getting the time to sit down and write your own music without having to learn all the music that you're teaching people.
Get the time to just binge on a TV series.
Oh Christ, yeah. Last one was Ash versus Evil Dead. That was good.
Right.
But yeah, it's just surreal in that how you want to kind of, you know, get in that mood for writing. Yeah, I get little ideas and stuff and jot down things and hum things on the phone, or I'll quickly record something, and you know, I've got little ideas kicking about and stuff. So, but for solo stuff, you know, it's not really crossed my mind. As I said, there's probably songs that I could probably do, but it's just one of those, if the you know, the right time and place for it. But I've never really thought about it at all, because I'm just so busy with other stuff. And then, of course, with what happened with everything at Mikey, the last thing you're thinking of is writing and touring.
I just meant in general.
Yeah.
You would never say no, but...
Oh, no. I've been asked by even Tom Corder as well. He's
right.
like, oh, this is when you're going to grace us with your presence at a plug and play and do some solo stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I could probably do a couple of FR tracks and then maybe one that I've come up with.
Yeah.
I says, but I don't know. It's just when I feel fine for it. When we played Ibiza, and you know, with Mikey being the way he was, him and Dave stopped playing, and me and Shane just did My Town, My City. There were electric guitars on clean.
So that works. That sounds perfect for that.
And I tell you what, though, it was daunting.
Yeah, because you strip back, innit?
Yeah, you strip back, and you know everything's on you. And because even Shane was just like, he says, "Whoa, that was intense." And when I finished it, I went, I even remembered all the right words. and you played it in front of all the crowd there, and it was great because everyone was singing it back with you. And you know, and then I kind of got an appreciation for somebody who was a solo artist with an acoustic guitar, sitting in front of. I mean, there was probably a good, I don't know, 600-700 folk there. Maybe it could be more. I don't know, less. But I mean, it was just faces completely right in front. It was jam packed, and for those people that go in front of thousands of people and just with a guitar by themselves, and hold the audience and keep them going is just absolutely phenomenal.
Like Ed Sheeran when he headlined Glastonbury.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's not my cup of tea, but I remember seeing parts of that and just thinking, "Fucking hell!" Just one guy with a guitar and he's owning it. I mean, there's not many people that could do that.
Yeah,
it's really difficult.
Oh hell yeah, it is. I mean, I really want to see a guy, Aaron Lewis. He was the singer of Stained.
Yeah.
But I love his country music, his solo stuff.
Yeah, he's very popular at that.
And I watch him. And it's sometimes just him and a lap steel guitarist. That's it. And they're doing gigs in front of hundreds, thousands of people, and he's just playing along, and you do a medley of covers and stuff, and shout out, going, "What do you want to hear?" People shout stuff out.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that he'll do some of his acoustic country songs, and he'll do like a new metal, like.
Of course he does.
So like a Johnny Cash cover or something, and it's great. And then he goes back to normal singing again. Yeah. And you know, it's just a phenomenal singer as well. His voice is absolutely amazing.
He's got a really good voice.
And
he always has.
I mean, that's another thing. I've been listening to a lot of the new, like, I'm not going to say new wave, like, because that's, you know,
it's kind of old.
Yeah, it's one of those thingies. But like the country music scene in America. When I was over in Canada, like, it's not that old-fashioned country music thing anymore. It's like, it's a real freshness, and all the lyrics are relatable, and they're quite quirky and funny, and some of it's got that country feel to it with the lap steel and the guitar playing, but it's got a more modern relevance. Right. And the crowds are really young. as well, and a lot of young people like it, and that's quite interesting.
Do you find that in Europe though? You find that when you play in Europe, the age varies a bit more. More than here anyway.
It does, yeah.
I noticed that.
There's a lot more of a varied audience.
You get a lot more parents bringing their kids, sort of thing.
Yeah,
I definitely remember seeing a lot more of that.
Yeah, you do. And as I said, yeah, you do get kids bringing the kids bringing the parents, parents bringing the kids.
You get that sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you do. Yeah. To gigs and stuff.
Sometimes a parent's barometer and their interest in new music is through their kids.
Yeah, that's it. But I mean, it's just kind of really cool that you can get in Europe a completely different audience to the UK.
Yeah. You get a different mentality, a different attitude.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh no,
it's almost a bit like I've always said, how it used to be here.
Yeah. It's kind of strange why you think that for, but as I said, I think it's more accessible, like gigs and music over there. I mean, when we go over there in Europe, we were doing the gigs Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. Then I think we have a Monday off. And then repeat Tuesday again, and they were always busy.
Yeah, but like say like Holland and Belgium and Germany, they've still got that mentality of they just like to go and see live music. They like to go to their local venue and just watch. They've still got that.
Yeah,
certainly more than we have here.
Oh no, it's brilliant. Like,
which is very encouraging, surprising. When you get out there and you're like, wow.
but in terms of that, and then in terms of me doing anything musically, it's just like if even Fallen Red and that, it's just we'll kind of
see what happens
and stuff. But at the minute, our priority is just having as much as a good time with Mikey as possible.
Absolutely.
And having an awesome time.
And you are as well.
And making him laugh and do stupid shit and
don't ever stop doing that.
Hanging out with his mum.
Of course.
But no, it's. That's our main priority over anything at the minute. Like
as it should be.
It's just everything for him. So as you said, with music and anything I'm wanting to do, it's just like I'm not really thinking about that as such. It's just it's one of those things. But me and Dave will be off to a toy fair in December.
I would never have doubted that for a second.
Oh hell yeah! It's the biggest one in Europe.
Yeah, I think
we're off to there like.
Last time he was on, he'd just been to one with you? Or you'd been to a convention in Birmingham or something and you'd spent 300 quid, I don't know.
Yeah. I got a little carried away on something. I was all setting the piss out of Dave, like, because everyone goes, oh, you're tight, Rosie. And I'm like, no, not really. You just hear the wrong stories. You want to see tight, see Dave. It's like, yeah, get that figure, Dave. He said, yeah, it's 300 quid normally, like, but he's got it at 90 quid. Oh, I don't know, like, I said, it's bound to be gone. He goes, I'll have a wander and think about it. Come back, it's gone.
I
goes, you could have bought that wrestler, and it came with a mask as well.
He's a wrestler.
And he was like, oh, bollocks! Like, he said, I've been looking for that as well. And again, with what's happening with Mikey and that, you spent a lot of months just looking at how you lived your life and reassess everything, and you think about all the mundane, stupid things you worry about
and waste your time on,
and you think, you know what? It's just not worth it. Just worrying about stupid little things like going, oh God, I can't do that. It's like, just do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I really want that thing there. Can I? If you can afford it, get it. Don't obviously skint yourself, but if you've got the money to get it and you're fine, get it, enjoy it.
Do what makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Waste your time on bullshit.
Yeah.
Worrying about things that you can't control.
Yeah, and. It's like when someone says, "Oh God, I'm having a bad day." It's like, you're not really.
Are you really?
If you want someone having a bad day, like, I know a lot of people that could tell you, but it's
absolutely.
But we'll be going down there and that, and we'll be having a good fun time and stuff. And I'll be encouraging Dave to
get some more bucket list shit done.
Yeah, I'll be encouraging Dave to spend more money than he should.
Yeah, definitely do that.
I'll make his ass twitch and stuff. Because he's been selling stuff and he's been saving up for this mega toy fest, and I've just like, I kind of put little bits aside and stuff and things. And
Mr. Sensible.
Well, yeah, I'll kind of put little bits aside and that there, because I was looking at some, like an old Star Wars figure, and it was like 150 quid, and I was like, that's nothing, mate. I says, that one there. And Dave went, oh yeah, what's that? 1100.
Like,
What?
Oh, the price of a guitar, that.
I went, yeah. I says, look at that He-Man figure. And he went, 800 quid on a He-Man fucking figure. He goes, it is cool though, isn't it? I went, yeah. I says, but I ain't buying it. I goes, I don't know. I think one of the most I spent was 350 on a Thundercats Lion-O.
Wow.
And it was immaculate, unpunched on card and everything else. That was reduced though. Yeah.
I always find it interesting with collectibles. Like, when you're gone, you just left a load of collectibles. Someone else is going to reap the benefits of that. They'll probably just get it and go, oh, I'm just going to sell all these and have the money.
I'll be selling them all before I die.
Will you? Because I often wonder about, do you collect anything tech? Have you ever collected anything?
No.
I've never really.
No. Well, I collect film memorabilia as well. I've got quite a lot of autographs. And the next one I'm wanting to get before he carks it, because the price will go phenomenal, is Clint Eastwood.
Right, fair enough.
I'm waiting for the right picture. I want the Dirty Harry one signed.
Right.
And they're the ones that go for the most. So it's 250, 300 quid for a Dirty Harry Clint Eastwood autograph. You know. So, but
closest thing I can think of is I've got like an extensive Metallica collection. I've got like original pressing vinyls. I've got all the Black Album's CD singles, which are very rare. I've got some limited edition stuff. That's it.
Well, that's it. It's like whatever makes you happy and you like doing it.
Yeah.
You know, do it. Like, get it.
I remember spending too much money, but fuck it.
You know, it's like someone wanting to collect My Little Ponies. I'm not going to go, oh my God, what a waste of time. It's like,
if that's what makes them happy.
That makes them happy.
Yeah.
And they want to do that. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
The best thing about going to these toy fairs as well is like, again, younger kids getting into all of the old toys.
Yeah, stuff that was around before we even
they're
born.
going around like the loose figures of them, you know, because they're like, oh, I like that one. It's like, am I fucking paying 200 quid for you to tear that out of the packet, you bastard? It's like, when I think back of, you know, Star Wars figures and Woolworths 50p, and at these toy fairs they've still got the Woolworths sticker on it, 50p or £1 Toys R Us, and then they've got another price tag saying 580, and you're like, oh shit. But
must be boring though for the kids if the parents were like,
the parents,
money, they go, I'm going to buy this toy, but you can't touch it. Keep it in the packet forever.
Yeah. No, well, what they did was I found a few parents that were selling this stuff. They used to buy two at a time, one for the kid to play with, and they put one away. Just in case.
That's an actual economy. That's a thing now. But back in the day, no one thought of that.
Yeah, but
same with vinyl.
But people did though.
Back in the day, how many people threw their vinyl? How many people's dads threw their vinyl away when CDs are in? Oh, vinyl. And who's ever going to want them?
Yeah,
gone.
Let's go and play clay pigeons with vinyl.
Fast forward 25 years, and they see the exact same pressings of what they had go for like $4,000. Like, oh shit.
Yeah. But I mean, it's good going to these things because the memories that are evoked by seeing this stuff, right? True. It's great because you go, oh my God, look at that. And you're like, oh, I had that too.
That's the thing. I had one of them.
And you look at it and you're going, oh my God. And some people buy stuff just for the sake of that, not for money or value.
Yeah, they don't care about that.
They buy it because of what they had it for.
That's nostalgia, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a nostalgia. And again, you can relate that to music.
Well, it is a fact that nostalgia is the next best seller behind sex. So
yeah,
there you go.
I know, that's why I never do well. but you know, it's one of those things, like, you know, me and Dave have a right good laugh because it's a day out.
Yeah, it's fun.
Chat about all sorts of crap, and then you go and see all these toys and stuff like that, and then I'm like going, yeah, buy that, Dave. You'll regret it. And he's like, no, I don't know if I can afford that. Might be my whole budget gone on that thing. I goes, yeah, but you're probably one of only 20 people in the whole of the country or Europe that might have that. Oh yeah, you got a point, haven't you? Here's a showpiece, innit? It is. Nudge, nudge. And he'd be like, oh, I don't know. I goes, yeah, go on then. And
you're like his bad conscience.
Yeah, I just do it to wind him up as well. You know, and he kind of does it to me as well. He'll send me links on stuff and go, yeah, buy that. And I was like, ooh, it's quite good, that, like. I mean, one of my prime joys is like an original Rambo figure, unopened in the packet. Right. Like mint from like 85 or 86.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. The oldest toy I've got is, I think it's 1973 Mego Spider-Man on card, unopened, and it's in an acrylic case, like graded by a toy thingy and that. And I I like it as well because all the artwork, they're all like original comic drawings that are obviously mass produced on cardboard and stuff. But I mean, they're all like artwork pieces. There's a lot of stuff that I've got like that as well, from artists that have done drawings of film characters. I've got some amazing stuff like Terminator versus RoboCop, like all painted and drawn and signed by the artist, and stuff from like film conventions and autographs and other bits and pieces. And it's just like I've got like one of the little baby critters from the film Critters.
God, I remember that film.
Yeah, I've got actual from the film moulding one of the little baby critters, and I've got it in a little glass case.
Wow.
And it's sat there, its little eyes and little hands and teeth and stuff, and it just looks awesome. It's just a fun thing to have.
I've been to your house. I've seen all the
oh yeah, all the autographs and all that other stuff and everything, all
stuff
about
everywhere.
Oh, that's just like a tiny fraction of it that I can put out. And but yeah, that's another side of thing of like, when we go on tour, we're always going to car boots, toy shops, arcades. We're just ratching about everywhere, having a laugh,
looking for elements of the past.
It's just good fun. And even Shane gets involved with it. He likes his Lego and Funko Pops, and Mikey likes his Funko Pops. So it's one of those where we've all got a common bond. When we're going to the shop, we're all going to our own little bit, and then we're coming back going, oh, what did you get? I got this. What did you get? I got this. And then we're all going, we're not going to play with it though.
See, kids of the next generation, all their searches will be online. There'll be no looking for stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I mean, for me though, a lot of what I get as well is, it's like I like it, but I kind of got some of it for pension, as well as savings. It's like, this type of thing. It's like
build up a collection and then
it's thinking, because there's always going to be collectors and stuff like this. I mean, I have got some. Dave will tell you, it's like not far room like this, like half full boxes of toys and carded figures and comics.
I suppose most stuff like that, the value is going to go up.
Yeah,
for the most part, it's in good nick.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of it. I mean, I've got a lot of retro games and consoles as well.
Oh, well, that as well.
I mean, I've got like, they're all boxed as well. Master Systems, Mega Drive, N64 is all boxed.
You need to have a gaming night at yours.
Everything. Oh yeah. When I get my new spot all done, it's definitely going to be one hell of a housewarming party. Like,
that is the perfect time to end. Andrew Roze,
no problem at all.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
If anyone wants to get in touch with you, they can fuck off because you don't pretty much do anywhere. So
yep.
Just contact Falling Red. We'll put the links in the show notes.
Contact Marc. He'll forward the texts onto me.
Cheers, man.
Forward the messages.
It's been absolutely.
Yeah, it's been good catching up again.
We'll do it again sometime.
No
Cheers, man.
problem.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.